welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us this fine Saturday afternoon or morning, depending on where you live, for Backlash.
Yes, we are here gathered on this, as you said, fine Saturday. They are in France. I don't know. Is it Saturday night in France? Sunday morning?
Mhm.
When is what is it right now in
Saturday.
France? It's Saturday night.
Saturday.
All right. So, yeah. If you are with us, if you're choosing Workhorse Wrestling Network for your watch along, we appreciate you joining us today and choosing us. We know you got a lot of options for your watch along, so thanks for being here.
And
If
every
you're
time,
new, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, hit the bell to be notified so you can get notification every time we drop new content. Usually there's something every single day from us on YouTube and Facebook, Twitch, wherever we're at. We're everywhere. And so, yeah.
every time I hear Backlash, I think of Joey Styles quitting WWE. For Backlash? Backlash?
For Backlash, we are in Lyon at the LDLC Arena. I guess Lyon is the home of cinema. I guess that's where the very first moving pictures were ever created. So interesting. So before we get the show started, just take a little cold inventory here. Do you think any titles change hands? If so, which ones?
The women's tag titles.
Do you think it goes to Bianca and Jade?
Yeah. The one with the second highest chance of changing, I believe, is a Raw title. The SmackDown titles, I do not think are changing hands at all.
What you have a prediction at this point of what you think the best match of this card will be? If you
Ooh.
had to guess before the show, pick one, and then we'll see how it ranks after the end of the show.
Mm, do, 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 do. I mean, I'd like to think it'd be Cody and AJ,
That's what I'm going
considering.
with. I think I'm going with Cody and AJ. Not because of Cody, because of AJ.
Like, put AJ on a pay per view, he usually brings it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of interested. I think it will be a solid match. I'm interested in the Solo Tama versus RKO match. I think that will be a solid match. I'm curious to see how Tama looks in his first uh, wrestling match in WWE, his first in-ring work. Curious to see how they have him working. Hey, Dolores, while you're here, can I ask you a quick question about Jade?
Yes, I got kid music playing in the background.
That's okay. So, as I understand it, her hair is wigs. Is that correct?
If it's long, it is. If it's short, it is not.
Okay, so tonight that short look is her real hair. I was trying to understand if they were both
It's
wigs,
just,
what her hair actually looked like under the wig, because it'd have to be really short to have a wig that short. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was curious.
yeah, that's most likely her hair when it's that short.
Okay, that's all I want. I just wanted some clarification because I was like, man, if that short hair is a wig, then she must have like no hair underneath at all. Like, because that's a really short wig. Like, I think I like the short hair. I like the short hair. Blues in the house. What's up, sir? Good morning. As always,
Look at that.
I'm
We
sure
caught
you.
Blue before he went to bed.
I'm sure you're busy or tired or whatever with your kid, but if you want to say the word, you're more than welcome to jump on and join us.
Mm-hmm.
As always, open
Oh,
invitation.
so watching the pre-show, like Big E and CM Punk, they make a real good combo. Like, you could make a commentary team out of those two.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't like CM Punk. I don't like anything about him, but he was actually okay. I actually kind of enjoyed him a little on the pre-show today. It kind of makes my skin crawl to say that, but at the same time, like, I kind of actually enjoyed him. Biggie's always great, so I have no problem with that. He was great, but CM Punk actually surprised me. He did a good job.
I'm happy just getting to see Biggie.
Blue says he is hungover today.
Okay, so you're making a commentary team. You have those two. Who would be your third?
That's a good question. Do you have to have three? I guess. I mean, one of them, I guess, a play-by-play guy. Those two would both be color. Is that what you're? I mean, is that your idea?
Oh, wow. See, and I was about to pick someone who's even more color than either of them.
Who?
I was going to say R-Truth.
Oh, we're starting off with RKO versus Solo and Tama. I got KO coming to the ring alone. Not sure where Randy is at the moment, but KO is on his way out to the ring, enjoying his time in France in front of the French fans. I guess he gets love because he's French Canadian.
Mm-hmm. I'm like a 16th
actually, hold on.
or an 8th or something.
Let me ask you an honest question, and I don't know if you know or not. Is he actually French Canadian, or is he just Canadian from a province where they spoke French also? Or is he actually have French blood in him as well? Because there is two different things, right? I mean, you can be born in Canada in a province that speaks French. Doesn't necessarily make you French, right? I mean, gonna have to be born, I think, in France or to two French parents, or at least one French parent to actually be French, I would think. He speaks the language, so he feels somewhat at home, I'm sure.
Do you have to be French to be French Canadian?
But I don't know. I have no idea. That's a really good question. Anybody out there in the chat know? Anybody know anything about how that works? If so, chime in, let us know.
Because,
Either way,
as an American, I'm going to say right now that you don't have to be Native American to be American.
well, sure, of course. You can also be Native American without being Native American. Like I'm Native. I was born here on this land. I'm native to this land and country. I'm also not of Native American heritage.
I got Native American heritage.
Anybody out there in the chat, chime in. Love to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts are on the first WWE PLE in France. The crowd, my volume's down because I have a very sensitive microphone, but it looks like the crowd's pretty into it. The pre-show, the crowd that they were looking at and people around France were definitely into WWE coming, so should be a good crowd.
I've said before, I'm a mutt. I'm a little bit of everything. I don't have any Asian ancestry. There's no Asian in me. But everything else, I pretty much got a little bit of.
I'm like 50% Russian Jew, 25% Romanian Jew, and like 25% Irish Catholic. Irish, but not, whatever we classify that.
Yeah. Anytime I hear Russian Jew, my mind immediately goes back to Fiddler on the Roof.
Yep.
Great movie. Great musical.
Oh, yeah.
Recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, definitely an all-time classic for sure.
If I was a rich
Are
man.
you surprised at all that this match is starting the show? You think this is a good spot or a good match to open the show with?
Well, it's not for a title, so yeah. I mean, the other option would be to do one of the other titles. It's not Cody's title.
Yeah, I almost thought that Bailey, Tiffany, Naomi might kick off the show, but I
Oh,
guess
I
we're
think
getting this.
it'd be a Raw title. Ooh.
I guess
Yeah.
this makes sense. You get and you send KO out first to hype up the crowd. He's got that French connection, so it makes sense to open the show with this
French Connection.
French connection. Great movie. What's your pick? We didn't actually make formal predictions, so we'll just do hours before the match here. Who do you think's going to win? Who you got? You got Bloodline or RKO?
I mean, narratively, it would make sense to have Jacob Fatu debut here.
Which would result in him helping what the Bloodline get the win? Is that your thought?
Or at least getting revenge for losing.
That still doesn't make a pick. Who you actually think wins the match?
I'll go solo because like the Bloodline really needs a freaking win.
They do. They do. Solo has taken too many losses, I think, to be. He's been cooled down by too many losses. And if Tom is going to be your new, like, big enforcer and you still want the Bloodline to be your big story, he's got to have a big win here in his first match, right? I mean, they've got to look pretty unbeatable here to some regard against two veteran superstars. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I imagine the Bloodline gets to win here. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I think this is a good spot. If indeed he's signed, if indeed he's ready to go, ready for TV, let's get Jacob Fatu out here. This is a good spot for him. I'm not necessarily sure that I love Jacob Fatu with the Bloodline. It makes perfect sense. I understand why it makes perfect sense. Just me personally, I'm not a huge Bloodline fan, and I'm a huge Jacob Fatu guy, so I don't know that I necessarily want to see him, in the Bloodline, but because then it makes me have to like them more. Um, but the Bloodline is more likable now for me than it was. Now that Roman is gone, I don't mind Solo. I like Solo, and I'm a Tama Tonga fan, and I'm a huge Jacob Fatu fan. So if we're really talking about those three, I'm here for it. All right, Randy and KO are in the ring. Now we've got Solo in the ring, getting hyped up. Tama and Solo both in the ring. Let's see what we get here. Is this? It looks like it's an outdoor stadium. Huh? I don't know. Maybe it's indoor. It's hard to tell. No, it's indoor. It's actually indoor. And bright lights. It is a well lit arena. Let's put it that way. Oh, Tama and KO go ahead up, push each other up. KO wasting no time, going right after Tama Tonga. Solo and Randy pair off. All four men in the ring at the same time. Now all four men out of the ring at the same time. Tama and KO on one side and Randy and Solo on the other. So now they're all kind of bunched together a little bit. Oh, Randy and Tama are over the barrier into the crowd. Solo and Randy working around the ring apron. And, oh, Solo just got bounced off the ring post. Oh, Randy's head got bounced off the announce table. KO and Tama are back ringside after being over the barrier in the crowd. What? Okay.
For security, break them up before the match even starts.
Oh, I was just saying, my volume is off, so I wasn't even aware that the bell didn't ring. So I didn't realize that this was all prior to the match starting. So, Anika says, enough is enough. Now, knuck if you bust. Now, knuck if you buck. I promise I can read. We've got Nick
If
Aldis
you bust.
down here to make some sense of what's going on. Try to get some order back in here. You want to disregard the rules, he says. You want to, I turn my captions on. You want to stun referees. You want to stun security. Blah, blah, blah. This match is now no disqualification, no count out. It is a street fight. We are now officially.
Which means other people can get involved.
Sure, makes perfect sense. Now, the match is officially started, and it is a street fight. KO and Tama are at the announce table. KO's in charge. Randy and Solo are fighting their way up the steps of the arena.
Is this Paris or is this Lyon?
I think this is Lyon.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what they said. This is
Right.
Lyon.
So we got ourselves a Lyon street fight here going on.
That's right. A Lyon street fight. No, I mean that obviously making it that no disqualification makes it a perfect atmosphere for the arrival of Jacob Fatu.
Got the split screen going on so you can see the action happening in two different places.
Right.
Of course, Randy and Solo get the bigger screen.
Yeah. I'm still thankful for that because that's always one of my issues with multi-man matches, especially when they're like this, because you end up with, two different groups of people or three or more, even in some cases, fighting all over play, and you only get one view, and it's like,
Thank you
sucks.
all for joining us today. Like and subscribe.
Yes, please.
Uh,
Thank you for supporting Workhorse Wrestling Network.
If you like what you see, please go back and watch the cookout from Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. We had a special guest, Chase Oliver. And tune in tomorrow for the finales of the round robin tournament on Enter the Square Circle, 2K23 still.
Yes.
But next week, we will be dipping our toes into 2K24.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Oh, wait.
No, we have the King of the Squared Circle first.
You are correct. We are doing King of the Square Circle. So that'll be 2 weeks, next week and the week after, where 4 of my guys and 4 of ALW's guys will compete for a future title shot and be named King of the Square Circle. We can go ahead and talk about our picks. So I picked Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Sting.
I had The Rock, Bret Hart, Randy Orton, and The Undertaker. So will be some very fun matches. Make sure you check that out. The winner of the winner of King of the Squared Circle, the new King of the Squared Circle, will have a automatic title shot at some point in the near future. Probably between Bobby Lashley and Big E, who will be wrestling for that title at not NAWT, not
of
champions. Our first official Enter the Square Circle pay-per-view. Tama just got dropped on the announce table by Randy Orton. Back suplex.
DDT
Yeah.
onto the steps.
Oh, yep. KO setting Tama Solo up. DDT right on the steps. The pre-show was funny. KO had a little segment with Caleb Braxton where they were walking around. I don't know if it was Lyon or Paris, but somewhere in France. And he's eating all kinds of food. At the very end, he's got a big old baguette. He's just chewing on the end of the baguette. She's like, "Where did you get the French bread?"
The backstage announcer person that they have for NXT is also really good.
Announce person for NXT.
Spacing on her name. The Canadian girl.
Why am I drawing a blank as well? And I watch NXT every week too, and I'm drawing a blank. Oh, kendo stick to the back of Solo. KO has a kendo stick, wearing Solo out. Oh, garbage can to the head of Solo. Do you like this match? Not just because now it allows, a real avenue for Jacob Fatu to come, but beyond that, do you like this match better as a street fight than just a traditional tag team match?
I mean, yeah, it's been really good.
Lou says, I don't care. What don't you care about? Whether it's a regular tag team match or whether it's a street fight or KO going back into the ring.
I found it. Jackie Redmond.
Ah, yes, okay. Yeah, I know you're talking about the match, period. All right. Blue says he don't care about this match, period. None of these four guys interest you, or just the storyline doesn't interest you, or bloodline stale for you? What is it about it that doesn't move the needle for you, sir? Just out of curiosity.
So you didn't watch SmackDown, did you?
I did not.
Paul Heyman stated that he hasn't talked to Roman Reigns since WrestleMania. That Roman Reigns was not the one to request to not be drafted. Paul Heyman made that decision.
Oh, interesting. Blue says the bloodline is stale for me, and I don't know the storylines anymore. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. The storyline is definitely different than it was. I mean, they're trying the best they can to keep the bloodline storyline going without a formal tribal chief at the moment. And now that Roman's lost, who knows what Roman's off doing? So no, it's definitely in limbo, and it's it's in an interesting position. We'll see what Solo and Tama can do. We'll see if Jacob actually went and if Jacob joins or what happens there. If that's the new bloodline, what it looks like.
The thing
if
is
at some
that
point
now
Jimmy
Roman's
and Jay
not
come
champ,
back.
I appreciate him even more.
The bloodline, Roman or the bloodline?
Roman. Now that Roman's not the champ, I appreciate him more.
Explain that.
Like, he was the champ for a very long time. And it does get tiresome when someone's a champ for too long. But now he's not the champ, and I can just, he's Roman. He's, the talent, the wrestler. He's Joe, I like Joe.
Blue says, I always thought Tama was a bigger dude. His brother's a bigger dude.
Yeah.
And his cousin Hikuleo is a bigger dude.
Oh, Hikuleo is huge.
Yeah.
He's like,
so I think he's their cousin. So yeah.
Hiculeo's huge.
But yeah, Tama's brother is bigger.
But that's not his cousin. That's their baby brother, isn't it?
I don't know. Is it actually their brother? I'm not sure.
I
don't know how these guys.
I believe that's their Solo Sikoa.
Okay. Again, somebody out there in the world, in the chat, let us know If you know what the actual relationship is there.
I believe they're all Haku's sons.
Okay. Because, yeah, I don't know how everyone's all related. I just know they are. Yeah, Tom is the smaller of the two brothers that I know of for sure. Him and his former tag team partner in New Japan.
He's also the eldest, if I believe.
Interesting.
The smallest and the oldest.
The smallest and the oldest.
That's how my family is. My eldest sister is the smallest in the family.
Tom
And
in
then,
the ring with the. Go ahead.
and then also, here I am, a baby born, like a decade after my eldest sibling, and I'm bigger than the rest. just like these families are. The late in life kid is the biggest of the bunch.
The late in life kid. Solo and Tama in charge at the moment. The KO in the corner. Tama has a garbage can lid. Solo's about to do something. Hip attack. Bloodline is currently in control. No sign yet of Jacob Fatu. Are they? Aren't they signing Zilla Fatu as well?
Um,
Is that
there,
have they,
there,
or is that
there
just a
is
rumor?
interest in
Okay,
Zillafatu, but I don't think they have
okay,
put pen to paper.
okay. Whereas Jacob, they have.
But Zilla's what, 24? Like, he's young.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he's like a year younger than Dominic.
Oh, Sokolo just brained KO with the garbage can. Oh, then hit him with the bottom of the garbage can. I never really seen that. Normally they just hit him with the middle of the garbage can or put it over the guy. But he actually used the bottom of it and rammed Kevin KO's face into the bottom of the can.
That's the hardest part of the garbage can.
That's just what I was going to say. Seems odd that they would do that spot because normally they use the softer parts of the garbage can. Bloodline in full control tonight. Where is Randy? I missed it. I didn't see where Randy was formally taken out, but he's not around at the moment. KO is all alone with Tamatonga and Solo Sikoa at the
That is
moment.
pretty worrisome because, like, you never know with Randy. Like, he isn't actually hurt, is he?
Right? That is true. Although Randy also, his in character, has a habit of coming out of nowhere, especially to hit the RKO. So you might not see him slither in because he's off camera, and next thing you know, he's all of a sudden in the ring hitting the RKO. So that would kind of be vintage Orton. So did you see the spot where he was taken out? Did we both miss it?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Solo through the table, come crashing down.
Oh, you must be a little ahead of me. I'm about to see it right here. Solo through the table, right there. Solo through the table. That's interesting how we're both watching it on Peacock, but you're still a little ahead of me.
Yep.
Not sure how we could both be watching it live at the same
Well,
time on the same
maybe
screen.
you had a second of buffer during the pre-show.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Let me just double check and make sure that I'm actually live because that seems odd. I got Tama with the chair right over KO as he's leaning on the ropes. I don't know if it actually moved me ahead at all or not.
Oh shit!
I hit the live button.
Oh shit!
Oh, there's KO. Yep. KO's back in the ring. Tama's got a chair. Orton's stalking him. Tama's telling him to bring it on. Oh. Something. Oh. Tama goes at him with the chair, misses. Orton with the clothesline. Second clothesline. Tama back up.
Oh, now you're a hair ahead of me, but I don't mind.
Power slam.
You said
Forward,
second
yeah.
clothesline. I was just like, oh, he just hit him with the first one for me. Oh, there it is. Immediately after.
Oh, here we go. Second rope hanging DDT. Tama Tonga is down. Orton in control. Oh, he's hearing voices. He's pounding the mat. Looking for the RKO. Oh, he hit it clean. Tama in
Ooh,
the
he
middle of the
did.
ring.
Ooh.
1, 2. Oh, Solo breaks it up. He hit that pretty clean. It should have been over right there. Solo saved it for the bloodline. Tama was out.
Tama takes a good RKO.
Yeah, no, he sold that good. I think Tama's looking. I mean, he's had a good showing so far. I think he's looked good. I mean, I didn't doubt that he would. It's always interesting to see somebody in a new company and their debut and all that stuff. Didn't look like he had any nerves or anything. I mean, he looks like he's pretty comfortable. And I mean, I guess for all intents and purposes, he's wrestled on the biggest stages in New Japan, right? Wrestle Kingdom and that kind of stuff. So, spotlight or the big lights, bright lights shouldn't be an issue for him, and it doesn't appear to be at all. Solo, Randy up on the announce table. Solo's going to spike him. Looks like Samoan spike time. Oh, Randy counters the RKO on the announce table. The announce table doesn't give. The announce table does not give.
It happened at WrestleMania too.
Those French announce tables.
Happened at WrestleMania too.
Yeah. It's so much more brutal when the table doesn't give. Like you would think that going through the table makes it worse, but the announce table not giving feels like it's a worse outcome then.
But also remember of Randy's back.
Yeah. KO's in the ring with Tama with 2 chairs. He hit him with both chairs, and now he's got the 2 chairs facing each other. Oh, a 3rd chair. And the 4th chair. He said, hit Tama twice with that chair. A 3rd time. Yeah, he's got all 4 chairs, 2 on one side, 2 on the other, facing each other, setting him up like a little table, a little bed, whatever you want to call it. Lay Tama down on there.
Very GCW thing.
Yep. He's laid Tama on the 2 chairs, and now KO is on the top rope. Oh, Tama's up. KO took too long, or Tama wasn't hurt enough, even after taking 5 chair shots. Oh, no. Tama's got KO up. Is he going to gorilla? Oh, it looked like he was going to gorilla press slam him onto the chairs. Oh, Tama up on the 2nd rope. He's got KO.
Oh.
Stunned. What do we have going on here? Suplex. Tama attempting, blocked by KO.
Oh.
Oh. What, is that a blue Falcon? I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that move is. Is that a Falcon Arrow, Blue Falcon, something like that?
Oh, I was thinking it was a scoop slam.
Oh, is that what it was? It looked like he. Okay. I was a little unsure. It was a little confusing.
Commentary said Brainbuster.
Okay, so there goes Brainbuster then. Between the chairs. 1, 2. Oh. Who is that?
Oh, here we go. We go.
That's not Jacob Fatu. It's Thomas.
Welcome to the bloodline, Tongaloa.
Tongaloa is here in the house. Tongaloa pulled the ref out of the ring as KO was laying on top of Tama for the win. Now, Solo is in the ring with KO alone. Oh, Uranagi right through the chair. KO is in trouble. Randy ate the stairs outside from Tongaloa. Samoan Spike in the middle of the ring. This bad boy is over. 1, 2, 3. Well, you called it. You half called it. You called interference just the wrong guy.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of Jacob Fatu, we now have Tongaloa.
Mm-hmm.
So, Blue, that's the bigger of the two guys. That's Tama Tonga's brother, and the bigger of the two. Maybe that's the one you were thinking of.
Because I don't think you would have been thinking of Hikuleo. But oh yeah, he just picked his brother up.
Yeah.
There's the size comparison that.
Yeah, you can tell Tongaloa is a little bit bigger. Solo's a little bit bigger than Jacob.
I mean, more than a little bit. I mean, look at him in the ring.
Yeah, no, Tom is bigger than Solo, and Tonga's bigger than what?
Oh,
Tama is bigger than Solo. Oh no, I'm sorry. Solo's bigger than Tama. That's what I meant to say. Solo's a little bit bigger than Tama, and Tonga is bigger than Solo.
I don't know if Jacob Fatu is taller than Tonga, but he's bigger around.
Blue says, who else was under the ring, though? That apron was still flopping around.
We'll probably the Wyatt Six.
Oh, you think they're coming out tonight?
Yes.
Ooh,
but that's not going to be until the main event. And God, it has to suck being under that ring for that long.
So, wait a sec. Why? Talk to me about why the main event. I mean, other than just because that's where I guess the Wyatt Six should debut. I'm not sure, like, what. I mean,
yes. In fact, I'm reminded of a story of Swoggle, where he had a spot and he didn't wake up for the spot, and Finley opened up the ring curtain and like started yelling at him, like, "What are you doing?" And so after that match, Swoggle had to go and buy Undertaker a bottle of whiskey to apologize for missing his spot.
It's funny. I mean, I don't see any real reason why the Wyatt Six would be out during AJ Cody. That doesn't seem like there's any real like connection there, other than the fact that they're part of the main event spot. I mean, other than that, I'm not sure. Is it just because it's the main event spot that you think that's why they're coming out? Or is there some connection I don't know that you know of between AJ and Bray, or Cody and Bray, or?
I mean, there's a history between Bray and Cody.
Wasn't he Stardust at that time?
No.
Was he dashing? He had to remember the dashing Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, and he was the mentor to Bray in NXT.
Oh shit! I don't remember that. When was that? When Bray was Husky Harris? It had to have been.
Yeah, it was.
Because he was only Husky Harris in NXT. So.
I mean, it's similar to like Bryan Danielson and The Miz, you know. And think of how much stuff they did together.
That's true. All right, it looks like our second match. We're getting the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley versus Naomi versus Keith Oni Stratton. At least that's the graphic that's up right now on my screen for Backlash. KO's stumbling his way up to. So, what did you think of that match?
It was good.
Yeah. What do you think of Tongaloa coming to WWE, joining the Bloodline?
I am happy. I didn't know what he was going to be doing, but I'm happy to see him here. And I hope that the other brother arrives too, Hikuleu.
I mean, even if you just have Solo, Tama, Tonga, and Jacob Fatu, that's a pretty nice bloodline. Can't
They're
argue with
probably going
that.
to be bringing in Zilla as well. So, like,
Yeah, and then
imagine
if
Roman
you bring
comes
in Zilla
back,
and or
and
Hikuleu,
Solo's
yeah,
got these 5 guys that are in the bloodline now that you were not
yeah,
expecting. And
yeah.
I'm excited for how this story's going to go. And then have Roman learn that everything has been done by The Rock in secret behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that too much?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess it depends on how it all plays out and how they work it. I mean, if they write it right, it could be fine. I don't necessarily have a problem with that, as long as it's written well and told well. Let's see. According to the poll for the last match, 66% of you had the Bloodline, 33% had RKO. Obviously, the Bloodline won. 6 people voted. Thank you guys for voting in the poll. We appreciate it. It's tippy time.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine there's any way that Bailey loses this belt. She just barely won it. I think Bailey and Naomi are on the same level, but Tiffany's still a tier below them. I think she's a little bit, in deep water here, a little maybe above her head here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think either of the SmackDown titles will be changing hands. Whoa.
Personally,
Whoa.
what?
Did they just show Mercedes?
No, I didn't see Mercedes. I've only seen Naomi.
I thought that for the video package they showed
If they did, I
Athena.
missed it.
Oh,
I didn't see it. Yeah, if they did, I missed it. I
I
wouldn't
believe
be.
that was Mercedes. I'm surprised.
I'd be extremely happy if Naomi won because I like Naomi a little bit better than Bailey, but Bailey just won the title, so I can't imagine that she's losing it here. And they haven't necessarily booked. I mean, they booked Naomi to be in this match, but I'm not sure that they booked her to win the match.
If that was Mercedes that they had shown there, then that makes me happy, and I'm a bit proud of WWE for doing that because, like, a couple of years ago, they would never have done that because she's
Yeah,
working in another company right now.
right. I'd have to go back and watch it again because if they did, I missed it. Even if they did, it was instant. I mean, it was very short. I mean, it was.
Oh yeah, very short, but still, just the fact that they're willing to do that, like, ooh,
Maybe allegedly.
allegedly.
We don't know if it actually happened. We gotta go back and look at it again. Gotta replay the footage. Allegedly. I'm not Anika, so I can't do it in the high register like she
Uh-oh.
does it.
Allegedly.
There you go. That's a little bit better. It's a little closer to Anika. Anika has that falsetto though. She can get in that higher registry. I have to stay down here. Allegedly. If I go too high, my voice gets way out of control and cracky. It sounds terrible. It sounds terrible all the time, but
Here comes Tiffany Stratton.
here it comes. Tiffy time.
You raggedy bitch. You raggedy bitch.
In full disclosure, Dolores is running things backstage. So
No, that was me. That was me.
Oh, that was you. All right. All right. So my bad. I thought that was Dolores blasting Tiffany. But that's Sammy Joe.
I won't let Dolores take the blame for something I did.
For the well-timed raggedy bitch.
Dolores didn't like that. She popped out.
Sorry, I just assumed because she was running stuff backstage. And that had to have been her.
Oh, she's back. She's back.
That's funny. So is your formal pick Bailey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just making sure. I assume so, but just want to get it memorialized on audio.
Now, don't get me wrong. If Naomi wins, I'm gonna be a happy camper. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I honestly don't expect that WWE is ever gonna give her any title.
Which is extremely unfortunate.
Look at how much the crowd loves her.
Hey,
This is
Hassan's here.
this is
He says he
great. It
enjoyed his
feels like a
birthday yesterday.
party. But like,
Right.
and as talented as she is too, and it's so crazy of how like WWE just don't see it.
Yeah, I guess. It's weird. Dolores is running things in the back, and Anika has had a family event today. Just to be clear, her name is Dolores, not Duracell or Durosorel.
That does sound pretty cool though. DeRosaurel.
Not if your name is Dolores. I'm sure it
Oh,
doesn't
oh,
sound.
oh, oh. But like I was thinking like a brand name,
Yeah, there you go.
like maybe a perfume.
What are you wearing? Durosorel.
Probably
If
make a
you
good alcohol.
if you smell what Durosolol is cooking, you can have the Rock sponsor it. Oh, okay. I think it says, okay, splits. She likes Naomi's entrance where she does the splits on the ring apron and then pulls herself back up real quick. It's pretty impressive splits, I can't lie. Pretty impressive splits. Takes a lot of leg and core power to be able to do that like that, especially as quick as she does it. Now we got Champ coming out, the last person out coming to the ring.
Nice little pop for Bailey, but doesn't feel as big as the one that Naomi got.
No, I mean again, I don't have my volume up, but just from looking, from just a visual standpoint, it looked like the fans were more into Naomi than they were into Bailey.
I'm getting a call. Hold on.
Yep. Right. Ring the bell, start this match. Let's get it underway. Samantha Irvin in the ring making the announcements. Challenger Tiffany Stratton. It feels like they pushed Tiffany quick. She wasn't on NXT very long. She wasn't there very long before they gave her the title, and then pushed her right up to the main roster. I guess she has that look. So because she's definitely not what I would call. Yeah, I don't think she even belongs on the main roster yet. I'm very surprised. Um, so, but I guess, like I said, she has the look that WWE likes in their women:
Um,
tall, blonde, athletic.
so Tiffany went to NXT about the same time that Roxanne and Cora Jade did.
And she's been up on the main roster for a while now.
The thing is that Tiffany had gotten hurt, and she was off of TV for like off of NXT for I don't know, maybe like 4 months or something.
Yeah.
And so like I think a lot of people do forget her first little run because she was only there for a little bit. You know, she lost to Roxanne in the breakout star.
Yep.
The breakout thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the breakout tournament or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No, I mean, they pushed her very quick. I mean, a lot quicker than they pushed a lot of other women.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing and it's not because she should be pushed talent wise or even talking wise. I mean, it's clearly because she has that look that they like. She's tall, blonde, she's athletic,
Yeah, she looks like Mariah May.
or Charlotte Flair. I mean, they're so yeah, she has that look to her. So
See, here's the thing: is like I'd say Mariah May kind of looks like Charlotte Flair, and I'd say
yeah,
Tiffany Stratton kind of looks like Mariah May. But I don't feel like Tiffany Stratton looks that much like Charlotte Flair.
I just mean more in stature,
Oh yeah,
tall, blonde, athletic, not necessarily like close detail in the face. I'm not sure I think any of the three of them really look all that much like up close detail in the face. Well, Charlotte doesn't really look like anyone in the face anymore.
Charlotte don't look like Charlotte
Oh,
anymore.
yeah, Charlotte doesn't look like Charlotte in the face anymore. But oh, Naomi with the crucifix pin, 1, 2. Bailey counters, 2 count on Naomi. Up, Tiffany rolls them both up, 1, 2 count. We'll see if Tiffany can hold her own against 2 top women in the world at the moment, in wrestling at the moment. I think she's above her head. I think she's in deep water. I think, one of these things isn't like the other, but we'll see how she performs here.
You mean former WWE Women's Champion?
Oh,
You said one of these things
Tiffany
is not like the other.
Yeah, I meant Tiffany Stratton's ability in the ring compared to Naomi and Bailey.
I mean, yeah,
That's what I was referring to. Tiffany right now feels like she belongs on NXT at best, somewhere in the mid card, and instead she's here wrestling with these 2 amazing women. So
Australia gave her quite the pop though earlier this year.
no, I mean I think she's over. I think the crowd likes her. I mean, everywhere she goes, she seems to be over. I mean, again, she's nice to look at, and she's I mean. I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, that was a nice little move there. Bailey was trying to get Naomi over, and Tiffany came in with the drop kick to Naomi, then the drop kick to Bailey. Tiffany with the 2 count on Bailey. I mean, she's doing better here than I've seen her do in the past. Switches over for a quick pin attempt on Naomi for a 2 count. She's holding her own so far at the moment. I don't mean to besmirch her or talk bad about her. I just think she just needs more time to develop.
You're probably the biggest fan of her on this channel.
Yeah, no, I like Tiffany.
Yeah. Watching NXT, that was your girl, I was a fan of Roxanne, and you were a fan of Tiffany.
Yeah, just less than Bailey and Naomi. And Bailey less than Naomi. Naomi's my favorite of these 3 by far.
Bailey would be my favorite of the 3, but it's not by much. Naomi's up there too.
I was never the biggest Bailey fan, and then she turned heel, and I really didn't like her. Don't like her as a heel. I guess she's back to a face now. So, but I didn't like her as a heel at all. I didn't like Dark Bailey. Do you see any
women's tag belts?
Yeah, Sammy said earlier the Kabuki Warriors. She thinks Jade and Bianca will beat the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag team titles. But other than that, and Sammy says any belts that change hands will be Raw belts, not SmackDown belts.
But I don't think they'll change hands. But if any belts are, it's going to be the Raw ones.
There you go. It is indeed today, Mr. Blue. Not quite tonight yet. Even on your side, it's not quite tonight yet. It's getting closer, though. What is it? It's 2 o'clock over there? Yep, it's almost 2 o'clock on this side.
But I'm not going to say that Liv and Jay don't have a chance. Liv and Jay both have a chance.
Yeah. Who do you give the bigger chance? Probably Liv, unfortunately.
Well, it could also be Jay, because like they're doing the whole JD angle of JD keeps involving himself and costing Damian.
He cost Damian the. I mean, there has been that ongoing story and pattern. So I mean, it would be right for the Judgment Day storyline for JD to cost Damian Priest again, and for the title, that would be the end of their ending any kind of association. Damian Priest would kill JD if he cost him right here.
Oh, but Monday would be exciting to watch.
Oh, Tiffany with a powerbomb on Bayley. Bayley kicked out at the same time Naomi made the save. Honestly, to this point so far, Tiffany's had more 2 counts than any of the other 2.
Well, yeah, but like she's also been doing the whole Carmella thing of taking whatever opportunity she can of when somebody else does.
100%. Which is what she needs to do. I mean, when you're not, when you're slightly inferior in the ring or you're at, an athletic disadvantage or whatever, you definitely want to take every advantage you can. Plus, she's a heel, so cheating is right up her
like
alley. So
say KO would stun somebody, you throw KO out of the ring, and then you go for the pin instead.
100%. Right, that's the 3rd time she's done those backflips now. They're cool and whatever, but you can't do them too many times, otherwise it starts to make it less cool, a little less. Oh, Bayley through the middle rope out with the crossbody onto Tiffany on the outside. Bayley wearing her out with some right hands now. Do you prefer Bayley better as a face or a heel? Or do you have a preference?
I don't have a preference.
When she was Bayley with the inflatable, whatever those things are, I thought she was okay. I thought she was a little kind of corny, a little over the top, but I liked her. And then when she went dark Bayley, I really didn't like that at all. I didn't like her as a heel at all. Don't like her as a heel at all. And now she's kind of, I guess, to me, it feels like she's still a little bit kind of as a tweener. I mean, she's definitely a face now, but she still has a little bit of that edge to her, almost that bad Bayley edge. So I don't kind of like the in-between tweener where she's at right now either. So
it's a lot of fun to me of how Samantha doesn't like violence.
Yeah, that is funny. Naomi with the split-legged moonsault onto Tiffany for a 2 count.
Like I figured she would have gotten desensitized to it by now, working in WWE, but now she still freaks out when violence happens.
Right. Oh, she's a sensitive soul.
I mean, Renee was that way with the hardcore stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I get that way with I can't watch that and turn away, depending on what it is.
Renee's that way, and she's married to John Moxley.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an anomaly, right? A little ironic, I guess.
Oh, no, I can't watch your matches.
Oh, Naomi's got Tiffany up. Power bomb is coming. Is that? Oh, that was an interesting power bomb. It looked like That was weird. I guess it was a power bomb, but it looked like Tiffany landed on her butt instead of her back at first. That was kind of weird. Now Naomi has Tiffany in a submission hold in the middle of the ring. Bailey to break it up. Submissions are extremely difficult in a triple threat match. Bailey with the pin on Naomi 1-2, and Naomi kicks out. In a close 2 fall. Bailey tries to pin Tiffany. Tiffany kicks out. Bailey's frustrated. All 3 women are kind of on their knees in the middle of the ring, trying to get up. Who can get up first? Take control. Bailey is up first.
Ooh.
Sunset flip. Naomi to Bailey into the. Bailey sends Naomi into the corner with sunset flip. Then she tries to do the same thing to Tiffany. 1, 2. Tiffany counters and sits down on Bailey for a 2 count. Bailey with the belly to belly suplex on Tiffany in the middle of the ring. 1, 2. Tiffany kicks out. Bailey is frustrated. That was a nice belly to belly suplex.
Finish her.
That was a nice belly to belly suplex. Bailey in control.
I don't know if I'd call that suplex nice. Like, if you watch that back in slow-mo, I'm telling you right now, I don't think that was a nice one.
Well, in real time at the moment, it looked okay.
Yes.
Especially because what's her name is bigger than Bailey. Tiffany in charge. She was going up for that best moonsault ever, but got yanked out. She's getting beat up by Naomi outside. Tiffany fights back.
Ooh. How's this going to go? Alabama Slam.
You guys are both doing cartwheels, exchanging cartwheels. Tiffany and Naomi. Alabama Slam onto the announce table.
Anika doesn't like people not from Alabama using the Alabama Slam.
I heard her make that statement last night about how if you're not from there, you shouldn't use that move. So if you're not Canadian, you should never do a Canadian destroyer, I guess. Or like.
If you're not from Europe, you shouldn't be doing a European uppercut.
Yeah. There we go. Tiffany up for the moonsault. She had both women down. Both women rolled out of the way. Naomi gets her up. Naomi and Bailey with the double team. Naomi lifted her up. Bailey hit her with the cutter.
Since it's the 2 of them, I'll call it the 2D. Why not? We got a 3D and we got a 1D. Like, here's the 2D.
I said not from the South. Anika says.
And my contention with that is that the person with the best Alabama Slam is from Scotland.
Anika says 1D. Let's go. Step up enziguri from Naomi. Rolls Bailey over 1, 2. Bailey counters 1, 2. Did Bailey hold her down? That was a 3 count, I guess. Bailey held her down for a 3 count. Bailey with the pin on Naomi to retain her WWE Women's Championship.
That was a hard-fought win right there.
That was a hard-fought win. That was a solid match. And honestly, I know I talked a little bit bad about Tiffany in the beginning, but I think she held her own for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I think she did a good job. I thought she was going to be outclassed and outshined, and her deficiencies were going to shine, but I think she did a really good job here. She even does the moonsault like Charlotte. I mean, not she does the bottom rope, 1, 2, 3, all the way up, hops the ropes all the way up to the top, but she still does the moonsault just like Charlotte and everything.
Alabama Slam to the announce table might help pop my back.
Might have popped your back.
Might help pop my back.
Might help pop your back. Do you go to a chiropractor?
Nope.
Nope. Do you pop your own back?
I try.
I've been to a chiropractor, but I don't go. I've been, years ago I went a few times, but I haven't been in a long time. I need to go. I watch a lot of chiropractic videos on YouTube. I don't know what it is about seeing people like pop other people's joints and hearing it, but it does something. It's weird. I can watch it all day long. People
I
getting their
mean,
neck popped, people getting their backs popped.
that's better than watching people get their pimples popped.
Oh yeah, I can't do any of that. Or their teeth worked on or any of that. That I cannot do.
Teeth don't bother me. I mean, I've never watched videos of that, but teeth don't bother me. So
Yeah,
I probably
periodically in my feed on YouTube, it's either a pimple or it's they'll be showing a root canal or something on like a tooth that's all rotted out or something. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Anika says, I love Nene. Me too. I'm a huge Naomi fan. I'm disappointed
Hey,
that
we want some nay, nay.
I'm a little disappointed that she took the pin. I would have rather have seen Tiffany take the pin, but
Naomi seemed happy for her friend at the end there, though.
oh yeah, no doubt. Now we're getting a video recap package of the opening match with the Bloodline getting the win, and Tonga Loa's
I didn't notice it the first time, but Paul seems so concerned about Tonga.
debut, right? Yeah. Oh, Jey Uso. Yeet, yeet. Jey Uso
I'm gonna
jumping
mute.
around
I
one
want to
up.
hear this.
Yeah. Solo showing up with Tama and Tonga. Or Toa Leona. Not Tonga. Sorry, Toa. Toa and Tama. Now Paul. All talking to Jey Uso as he's preparing for his match against Damian Priest. So what did they say? Anything of any interest, Sammy?
I don't think they said anything.
They just looked at him, huh?
There was just exchange of looks between Jay and the Bloodline.
Anika says, someone rescue Polly.
I mean, you think he's concerned now? Wait until Fatu, Hikuleu, and Zilla show up.
Do you think the Usos return to the fold? Well, Jimmy's technically still. Well, no, he's not, right? He was excommunicated as well. That's right. I forgot. He was kind of kicked out as well.
I think we have a better chance of the Usos getting back together.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Jay's getting a lot of run as a singles wrestler, but Jimmy isn't doing anything.
No.
Jimmy's been cooled way down. So
Jimmy was just written off of TV.
Yeah, I think he needs his brother back. I think they need, even though Jay's doing a decent job, I still think they're best when they're the Uso tag team. Let's see. In our poll, 75% of you picked Bailey, 25% picked Naomi. Nobody picked Tiffany. So most of you are right. The bulk of you are right with picking Bailey. Anika says Uso and Roman versus Solo, Jacob, and Tamatonga. Bloodline Civil War. There you go.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you're going to be moving Solo to that left-hand side.
Oh, you think so? Bailey won blue and retained her title. It appears next we are getting Damian Priest versus Jey Uso.
Because don't forget about Tama.
So say that again. So you think ultimately Solo's going to defect and join the Usos and Roman?
Oh, I don't think he's going to defect. I think he's going to get ousted.
Oh, and so on one side it would be Jacob, Tama, Toa, and Hikuleo if he comes versus Roman, the Usos, and Solo,
Or Zilla.
or Zilla. Zilla's more likely, I guess, than Hikuleo. Zilla's more likely, probably. Than... Interesting. All right.
Is Hikuleo doing well? Like, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I like Hikuleo in New Japan Wrestling. I don't know that he gets enough push. I mean, he got some decent wins this year in the G1 that surprised me. I haven't seen much of him recently, but I don't watch a lot. Like, I don't watch the Road to shows. I don't watch the only shows I ever really watch are the big pay-per-views, but I haven't seen them and what I would call a big match on a pay-per-view in a little while. So I don't know. I'm not sure what his contractual future is. I have no idea. But yes, Zilla's the guy they've been talking about more than Hikuleo. I'm not even sure Hikuleo is formally been mentioned, but
well, I think we'll start mentioning him now that his two older brothers are both there.
You think they fight over the bloodline name? I mean, where you think Solo and them call themselves something else, or they both call themselves the bloodline when they feud? I mean, what? And that sucks because I love the Usos and I don't want to see them with Roman anymore. I'd rather see the Usos and Solo with Jacob, Tama, Toa, Zilla, Hikuleo all beat up on Roman and excommunicate Roman. Fuck Roman. Kick him out. No longer a member of the family. You're dead to us. You lost the title. I don't care how long you held it for. You lost the title to that Homelander cosplay guy. And it's time for you to go away forever, sir. There you go. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can have like an NWO type story. You can have Bloodline Red and Black versus Bloodline Black and White. Have the NWO Wolf Pack instead of the NWO. Or where's the NWO? When they made the split, were you more of a black and red guy or a black and white NWO guy? Or were you NWO at all?
One side had Sting, the other had Hulk Hogan. Which side do you think I was on?
Wolfpack. Oh. Sting was not the reason I was a Wolfpack fan, but I was always a red and black
Unfortunately,
NWO fan.
I wasn't a big fan of the makeup, though.
Yeah. Anika says, Wolfpack all day. Wow, the crowd is yeeting, it looks like. I don't have my volume up, but they're sure chanting something. It's got to be yeet, 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 yeet. The Yeet Master is in the house.
As a kid, I was also a big Kevin Nash fan.
Yeah. I always liked Kevin Nash, too. And Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. I was a big fan of both of those guys. So the Outsiders were always one of my favorite tag teams.
I mean, tall dude, long blonde hair, with Native American ancestry. Like, I see myself in him.
Yeah. The only problem with Kevin Nash is that he's a fucking real asshole in real life.
Oh, yeah, he is. Oh. Although I suppose I can be an asshole, too.
I mean, we all can be assholes in our own way. I like to think of myself as not that kind of an asshole. I'm an asshole in other ways, but hopefully not those ways. All right. Who do you got winning here? You got to pick a winner, memorialize it on tape. Who you got?
Give me a moment. I want to see if JD's coming down to the ring.
I know he's not young age-wise, but he's only been, at least in WWE, he's only been wrestling, 4 or 5 years now. So,
I don't see JD, so I'll go Priest.
I guess he has time to have another potential title run in him. But I'd be very surprised if he lost it here in his first defense. Although Jay's red hot.
Jay is red hot.
He's red hot. I think everyone would be extremely happy with him as champion. I just think it would suck for Damian to only be champion for 3 weeks and never actually win a match or defend the title successfully.
Jay gets the second biggest pop.
Yeah. No, he's definitely way over. So, you said that you think the Wyatt Six come out at the end. What does that look like for you? You think they break up the main event match and cause some sort of DQ? Or do they wait till the match is over? You think who do they beat up on? Do they beat up on Cody?
Wait till the match is over. They don't have to beat up anybody. They can just stand there menacingly.
Okay. You think we'll get any hints that they might be coming tonight before they come? We haven't yet. No glitches in the feed or anything. You think we'll get something?
There was a thing on TV.
No, I know. No, I mean, there was on SmackDown. But I meant tonight at the pay-per-view, or today at the pay-per-view, at this actual particular show.
Probably not.
Samantha Irvin announcing Jey Uso main event. Now announcing Damian Priest. Ricochet, that's her husband? Is that correct?
Are they married?
Oh, well, just together. Either together or married, whatever. I don't know what they are. They're just together?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Together.
Okay. I didn't know if they were together or married or what their relationship status was. I don't keep track of all that stuff. I just remember hearing someone say that they were together or something. So, do you like that belt?
I like it better than the SmackDown one.
And the unified belt? Yeah, the unified title is ugly. Or the undisputed, not unified. The undisputed title is ugly. That one, I like the shape of this one better. The gold still looks a little dark for me. Like I don't know. It's like it's not as like, it doesn't have that deep fried look like the undisputed one does, but it's still, I don't know.
The tag team titles on SmackDown are good. I'll say that. The tag team titles on SmackDown are good. Everything else,
I'd have to see him again because I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what they look like. But
okay, Samantha and Ricochet are engaged.
Engaged
in something.
Right. The bell is rung. The match has begun. A little back and forth. They are definitely, Blue says they are definitely smashing, and Rick O'Shea is a lucky man. Yes, sir. Oh, Damian charging at Jay. Jay pulls the top rope down. Damian goes over the top rope. Oh, Jay was going to go through the middle rope, but Damian moved. Jay all alone in the ring while Damian gathers himself outside the ring. Oh, Jay going out to try to meet him. Oh, Jay tried to get the cross body, I guess, off the ring apron, but got caught. And then got Slammed into the guardrail. Damian Priest with a big right hand. Jimmy making his way back into the ring. Rolling his way back into the ring, I guess. Damian Priest on his feet into the ring. Excuse me.
Is it crazy to you that even after all these years, Stone Cold has always been a top 3 seller on WWE.com merch?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
After all these years, Stone Cold has remained a top 3 seller of WWE merchandise.
Yeah, I do. I find it a little interesting. I mean, I Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass might be the single most iconic single little statement in wrestling ever, promo statement in wrestling ever. I don't know. It's debatable.
More than what?
Probably, but maybe not. I mean, what done to everybody, right? So that's even. I mean, it's obviously whatever. But and no, I mean, Stone Cold is extremely popular. It does surprise me that since he's been gone so long and whatever that but he's still relevant in the world, right? He still does his Broken Skull stuff and he still does other stuff. So it's not like he's just disappeared. He's managed to kind of stay, somewhat relevant. So I guess that probably helps. But yeah, it does surprise me. So, Jordan, that's a really good question. I didn't know that they were even doing that. I wasn't watching the Kentucky Derby, but it does seem odd that they would be announcing WrestleMania 41 during the Kentucky Derby. Doesn't quite seem. I'm not sure the people that go to the Kentucky Derby or watch Kentucky Derby are wrestling fans, but maybe so. I'm not sure what the crossover is there, but who knows? Thanks for joining us in the chat and chiming in. We appreciate it. Love to hear from you guys. Do you think that Damian and Jey Uso are properly slotted just in WWE hierarchy at the moment? You think they're both main event guys? You think this is where they should be wrestling? I mean, for this title at this point? I mean,
I put them in the same bracket as like Sami Zayn, where they could go either side. Like, it makes sense for them to challenge for the main card, and also if they were a mid card champion, that'd make sense too.
Yeah, and I could see that. I could definitely see that. Jay with the pop and lock right hand,
and I feel like Gunther has reached that as well.
Oh, super kick to the midsection, uppercut. Damian Priest is wobbly. Can Jay take him off his feet? Jay counters. Insecurity. Damian is down in the corner. Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I think Gunther solidified himself as a super main event guy. I mean, he should be competing for the biggest titles in WWE. With what he did, elevating the Intercontinental Championship, I think that's a no-brainer.
There's a lot of dudes like that. It's honestly a very few selection of people who it's like them challenging for the mid card title makes no sense. Like Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Like who else can you say that
KO,
about?
I'd put KO and Randy Orton probably in that category. I mean, the IC title's been a little elevated, and they both have held it, but I think at this point they're both a little above that mid card. Those mid card.
They challenged for the mid card title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but I think they're both a little above that. They shouldn't be challenging for the mid card title. I don't know. I guess that's tough. There's for me, I think Gunther's probably there. I think he's probably surpassed the mid card. I don't like him, but he's over enough that probably Cody's beyond the mid card at this point.
Roman, Cody, CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk when he's healthy and active is probably shouldn't be a. Oh, there it is. There it is. JD came over,
Oh,
pulled the middle rope,
oh
got
no.
Jay in the
Oh
nuts.
no.
Damian hit him with the
Can I
spear.
change my pick?
No, no, you cannot. Damian hit him with the spear, but Jay kicks out. Now JD McDonough is down at ringside, and you know Damian is not happy. What are you doing here? He says to him. I can read lips. The fuck are you doing here? I told you, go away. Now JD's up on ringside. These two are arguing. JD's going to cost Damian the title. He called it. It's going to happen right here.
Oh,
Super
Jay
kick.
up to the top. Jay up to the
Jay with the
top.
super kick on both. He super kicked JD. He super kicked Damian. Damian's down. Jay up to the top rope.
Oh, kick out.
Splash. 1, 2. Damian kicks out at 2.
But JD's still down there. He's just down at the moment.
Yep, he took that super kick from Jay.
JD can still screw this up.
So is that the snooker splash? Is that when they actually like extend their arms back as opposed to the frog splash where you kind of jackknife? Is that right? Or is it?
Probably.
Because it looks more like what snooker used to do.
Well, remember the Usos were in NXT with Tamina as well.
That's true. That's correct. Both guys in the middle of the ring, kind of on their knees.
So Nia Jax going to SmackDown. Would you be cool with her joining the Bloodline?
Jeez Louise. I mean, by the time you're done, you're going to have like 20 people in the Bloodline.
It's a big family.
Yeah, but just because it's all family doesn't mean they all have to join. I mean, they've resisted that temptation so far. They could have put Nia Jax and Naomi with these guys at any time. They could have.
Oh, well, they wouldn't do Naomi now. Jimmy's not in it.
No, but I'm just saying before when he was. I mean, they could have. I mean, I think they've actively chosen to stay away from that. They could have brought Tamina. They could have brought Nia Jax. They could have brought, whatchamacallit, Naomi.
So you don't think that they're
I'd
going
be
to add
surprised.
anyone? Okay.
I'd be surprised. I mean, I don't necessarily think that it's. I mean, I guess it kind of makes some sense, and at the same time, I don't know. I just don't like it. I guess if you see the Bloodline kind of like you see an NWO or Bullet Club or something, except they're all family, then I suppose it is what it is with 15 or 20 guys. But it's like when you start getting up to 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 people, it's like, wow, that's a lot of people, especially for a WWE faction. I don't think there's ever been one quite that big.
The biggest was
1,
Nexus,
2. Was what?
Nexus. It was 9
Yeah.
dudes, right?
Was it 9 at its peak? Is that right?
I believe it was
Or
9.
just over its incarnation? They didn't have 9 people at one time, right? Did they?
Well, for a day they were 10, but then after the first day, Daniel Bryan was suspended.
Was that? I don't. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that sounds about right.
So it was 10 for a day, and then it was 9 immediately following.
I mean, I'll take your word for it because I don't necessarily remember that, but I mean, I don't remember any other faction being that big. So I mean,
At least
Jay kicked out of the Razor's Edge. I don't know what Damian Priest calls the Razor's Edge, but he kicked out of it. Choke slam. Jay counters. Jay off the ropes. Spear to Damian.
Ministry of Darkness.
2. Oh my God. I thought it was over. Holy shit. Damian just barely got his shoulder up there. That was about as close to 3 counts as you get. The Ministry of Darkness was large. That's true. And back in the days when we had managers had stables that were fairly big. I mean, Heenan had a large stable at one point. Slick had a fairly large stable. Jimmy Hart had multiple guys. I don't know how. I'm trying to think of how many at one time, but I mean, the Heenan family at one point, they had, quite a few guys, at one point. Not just overtime, but like at one time too. What the fuck? Who's that?
Finn.
Oh, it was Finn. Okay. So Finn trying to come in and involve himself. Finn takes a super kick. Damien with the big clothesline out of the corner. I
Ooh.
couldn't tell who it was. Choke slam. Jey Uso. Is it over here? Damian Priest falling on top of him. 1, 2. Jey kicks out again. Holy smokes. Jey is showing a lot of life here.
And the
A lot of
crowd is
fight.
going wild.
A lot of fight in that dog. I would love to see Jimmy come out here to help his brother. And then we see the them reunite. That would be awesome.
And it feels so good.
Right? Reunited and feels. Damien's up. Jey is still down. Damien's trying to rally himself. He's holding his midsection. What is he?
What did that sign say? Did it say bring back heel doink?
I don't know. See that? Anika says, oh, shoot.
It said bring back heel something.
And bring back heel doink. That's awesome. Jey trying to get up. Damien stalking him. There's a big roundhouse kick from Damien. Was stalking him again, waiting for Jey to get up. I'm not totally sure what exactly he's doing here, but
Super kick.
oh, Damian Priest with the spinning, right? With the spinning fist. Jey with the super kick. Second super kick.
Third
2 in a
super
row. A third super kick. I love that Jey can do it with that they can do with either feet. It doesn't matter. Left, right.
Whew.
Either one. There we go. Oh. Spear. Spear. Jey going out to the top rope. Jey on top. There it is. That snuck a splash again. 1, 2. JD puts fucking Damien's foot on the rope and tells the ref to look. So the ref calls it for a rope break. JD has now saved Damian Priest twice in this match.
Despite Damien
despite Damien not wanting him there. You know that's how it's going to work, too. That's going to make it great. Because then JD's going to do his classic fuck-up that he always does. Damn you, bobblehead. And he can talk shit about Big Head.
I mean, she must really want Jey to win.
Jey up, trying to get to his feet. He's up and running off the rope. Oh, through the middle rope onto big splash onto JD on the outside, taking out JD McDonough. Spear on the outside to Finn Balor. Jey taking out everybody from the Judgment Day. Now he's going up to the top rope. Did he take too long? Damien up. Oh, Damien hits the top rope, knocking Jey off. Damien over. He's got Jey in the corner. Damien up to the second rope. Choke slam off the second rope. Holy smokes. That's probably got to do it. 1,
Does
2,
Jey have the coolest tattoo?
3. 1, 2, 3. Damien gets the priest, or Damien gets the priest. Damien gets the pin. Damien Priest gets the pin on Jey Uso with the big clothesline off of the second rope. Does Jey have the best tattoo? I don't know. That's a good question. I kind of like Solo's tattoos. So JD did not cost Damien the title. It looks like JD and Damien are planning to go in and beat up on Jey Uso, which they are right now. Oh, but Damian Priest doesn't like it. He shoves Finn and JD off of Jey Uso. Now Finn and Damian are in the corner looking at each other, talking shit. Damian's telling them that's enough. We're not doing that. We're not beating up on Jey Uso, which is a little out of character for Damian. I mean, the Judgment Day is supposed to be bad guys. I mean, they should be okay with them beating up on Jey Uso. Damian Priest standing tall in the middle of the ring with Finn and JD. That was a solid match. I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of good, close 2 counts.
Oh, I was
Near
just
falls.
reminded. Me and Nico were talking about Moose's tattoos yesterday.
Moose tattoos. Yeah. Let's see. 66% of you picked Damian. 33% of you picked Jay. Obviously, Damian got the win in our poll. Thank you for voting in our poll. The 6 of you did.
He's got the full body coverage like Brody King does, and like I think it's cool how wrestlers do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not a wrestler though, like probably hard to find a job.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I think it depends. It depends on what kind of job you're trying to do. And the reality is that yes, I think 10, even as short as probably 10 years ago, but definitely as long as 15 or 20 years ago, it was a big issue. Now, almost everybody has some sort of a tattoo somewhere. And with almost everybody being tattooed, it's really hard to rule people out now. I mean, you can't just, you used to just be able to say, oh, well, you got tattoos. Couldn't say you have tattoos, so I'm not hiring you. But you could just hold out for someone without them. Now, every candidate's more than likely to have tattoos. So,
Yeah, but still, I wouldn't say that many people have full body coverage.
well, I mean, again, it depends on full body coverage is pretty easy to cover up, especially if you're a businessman. You put on a long sleeve dress shirt and some pants, you can't even tell. Except on your hands and maybe your face if you have some on your face. But other than that, it's just your hands and show, right? Now if you're standing naked, if your job is to pose naked and they want, obviously non-tattooed bodies, you might be in trouble. But the reality is most of Brody King's tattoos can be covered up. So whether he chooses to cover them up or not, is a whole different situation. And he's in probably the only job where you can get away with being full body tattooed and naked, almost for sure, wearing a Speedo. There's no other job where you can get away with wearing a Speedo and being full body tattooed other than wrestling, probably, that I know of. So now, depending on what's on your face, I do think face tattoos are still a little have a little bit of a stigma to them, especially if it's something gang related or offensive or something like that. Then potentially that could be a deal breaker for a job. But I guess your hands could potentially be equal, but most of Brody King's tattoos can be covered up.
Does Brody King have tattoos on his hands?
That I'm not sure. I'd have to look and see. I don't know.
Because I know Moose has tattoos on his hands.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Brody King does.
CM Punk has tattoos on his hands.
I'm seeing a bit around the wrist, but it doesn't seem like Brody King has much on the hands. But also it hurts getting tattoos on the hands too, so I don't blame him for if he doesn't want to get them on.
Yeah, I don't technically have any hand tattoos. I have one. I do have one, but it was done a long, long time ago, and it never really.
All right. Yep, he's got tattoos on his backhands.
Yeah. Okay. So.
All right. So yeah, both of them have full body coverage. Wow.
All right. It looks like we're getting Kabuki Warriors versus Jade and Bianca next.
Aleister Black pretty well has full body coverage. It's not as much as either of them, but
Well, and what I find really funny is the juxtaposition when you see Aleister / Malachi, Brody King, and then Buddy Matthews, who has no tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, especially if you put him in the middle. It almost looks like a weird sandwich or Oreo cookie type of situation you got going on. Two tattooed dudes and then one, the not tattooed guy in the middle.
Rey Mysterio, he's pretty well
He's
got
got a
full
lot of
body
tattoos.
coverage.
What's interesting about Rey Mysterio, much like Kevin Owens, is that we've seen Rey Mysterio's, because he's been around for so long, like he started with only one or two, and now you've watched them over the years. Where like Brody King, the first time I saw him, he was already all tattooed. From what I remember, the first time I saw Brody King, he was already all tattooed. It's interesting to see like KO. You've seen him get different tattoos over the years. He started with the dinosaur face, and now he's got a couple on his forearm and a couple on the other arm, and so it's interesting to see people get them over the time as opposed to just come in and already have all them.
Randy Orton.
Bruce says all face tattoos are stupid, except Mike Tyson's. He's only saying that because he doesn't want Mike Tyson to come to his house and knock it down. No, I'm just kidding. Mike Tyson's is what it is. I am not sure. It doesn't look terrible. And honestly, for Mike Tyson, it fits him, right? I mean, that fits Tyson and his personality. I think he's one of the few that can really get away with it. Takes a special type of person to have a face tattoo, and Tyson's one of the few that I think can get away with it. All right, Kabuki Warriors coming down to the ring here. This was Sammy's one title that he thought was going to change hands, most likely.
No other titles have.
I think I agree. I think Bianca and Jade will win here as well.
But Randy Orton, he's also in that boat where, like, we saw him get the one on his arm, and now he's got two full sleeves.
Sleeves, yeah. He's another one of those guys that you've watched kind of over the years go from one or two tattoos to a whole bunch.
But, like, he doesn't have, like, body tattoos. He just has.
No, they all seem to be very they're just like arm and shoulder, nothing on the chest. Well, he's got a huge one on his back. Well, not huge, but he's got that back tattoo.
I'm really trying to think who else does it.
Who else has a full body like that?
Yeah.
Or that's a good question. I mean, there's obviously a lot of guys with tattoos, but not that have like full body, complete coverage, like some of the guys you're talking about. Brock has two terrible tattoos.
Oh,
the big penis knife, the big penis sword on his chest, and then the bad skull tattoo on his back. Both of those are terrible.
Like at least Cody's is small.
Yeah, Cody's is right there for the worst tattoo also, but at least it's small, like you said. But his is terrible as well.
I mean, there's Batista.
Batista did have a lot of tattoos. Batista had that terrible belly button sun tattoo too. The fucking like sun around his belly button. That's a terrible tattoo. But Batista had a lot of tattoos.
CM Punk has quite a few.
CM Punk has a lot of tattoos. He's actually I think he's gotten a couple more over the years too, if I'm not mistaken. But when he came, the first time I remember seeing him, he had most of the ones that I remember now. He was already pretty tattooed up. But he's got a fucking Pepsi tattoo, like really, dude. I understand you must be a Pepsi fan, as that was the name of your moving on, the Pepsi plunge. And now you got a Pepsi tattoo, so clearly you're. I hope you own stock in Pepsi or something. Pepsi tattoos a little odd.
Okay. I got two for you. Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And Viscera.
I'd have to look at a picture of Viscera because I don't really remember Viscera, but he definitely had some tattoos, that's for sure. Bray Wyatt had a lot of tattoos, no doubt. I don't remember seeing Bray Wyatt. Yeah, without a shirt, he definitely had chest tattoos. Stomach tattoo. I'm trying to think of like the whole body stuff, but yeah.
But I am curious to know who has the most. Is it Brody King or is it Moose?
Interesting. Yeah. You know what's interesting is that like
Oh,
you
forever
could
TNA champion. I forgot to address him as the forever TNA champion.
you could potentially have more coverage with less tattoos than someone else that has more tattoos with less coverage. Like if you have really big tattoos, like you could have one tattoo that covers your whole back in theory. And that's just one tattoo where some people have, you know, two or three or on your chest. Like you could have one tattoo that covers your chest and your stomach as opposed to two or three, you know, one on each pec and one on the stomach or something like that. So in theory, you know, you could have someone that has less tattoos but more coverage. Because I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 15 tattoos, and they're all just okay. Let me rephrase that. I have 15 tattoos, and 12 of them are on my just on my lower arm, just on my arms. So, and I don't even have full sleeves at all. I still have a fair amount of space. So, like someone with a full sleeve, that's one particular picture or something like that. You know what I mean? They got more coverage but less tattoos. So, I got a lot of smaller individual shit.
You know, I would like to see Moose in WWE.
Yeah, you think so? I was big on Moose. I want to say 5 might sound like a little long, maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. I feel like he's really plateaued. I feel like he stopped kind of like getting better and progressing, and he's never gotten any better on the mic. The dude can't talk at all when it really boils down to it. And his wrestling has not really gotten any better. Like he's solid, but he's never like advanced beyond being what I would call a solid, decent wrestler to where I would call him great, like to where he deserves to be the face of TNA as he has been for a long time, for all intents and purposes. I
Well,
mean,
I also think that might be an issue of he only wrestles in TNA. He doesn't do other stuff. He doesn't go to GCW. He doesn't go to New Japan. He wrestles in TNA and only in TNA.
yeah, I suppose that could be part of it. I mean, I wouldn't, I'd be interested to see him potentially get a WWE stint and see how it plays out
Mhm.
just for kicks, but I'm not sure that I think he's right for WWE.
Although I don't think WWE would pay him as much.
Yeah, I have no idea what. Well, I'm sure they don't see him as the star that TNA does, so he's probably going to get more money from TNA. I'm sure.
Because like
Um,
LA Knight took a pay cut compared to when he was at NWA. If NWA was paying more than NXT, like being the
Interesting.
top
I did.
dude in TNA, like he's definitely looking at a serious pay cut.
Yeah,
Went to the NXT.
Bianca and Asuka in the ring right now. Bianca just took out Kyrie, who's at the ring, who's on the apron. Suplex to Asuka. Kip up. Uh, the more I look, that could not be did here. Braided down. You can put a wig on top of it. The more I look. Okay. So so you think it is a wig?
Blue, what do you think about Moose? Do you think Moose
So
would do well in WWE?
so if I understand correctly, you're saying if you braid your hair, you can put any wig on top of it. Doesn't matter how long or short your hair actually is. Okay, that makes sense. Thanks for the insight. All the things men don't know about women's hair. There you go. Jade in the ring with Kyrie. Oh, huge backbreaker. The crowd sounds like they're into Jade. I mean, or they look like they're cheering for her. I can't hear it because my volume is muted, but crowd looks like they're into it. Jade dragging Kyrie to the corner, taps in Bianca.
This is one dangerous tag team.
Yeah, Jade and Bianca together, man, that is nasty, nasty. Man, they look good too. Holy smokes.
The only thing is that like if they become champions, is anybody going to be able to take those belts off of them?
Right? Two. Well, I mean, in some respects, it kind of has, yeah, it has that unbeatable mega powers feel to it,
Yes,
right?
Mega
Where like,
Powers.
but
Hogan, Macho Man.
I hate to mention anything Hogan in association with two black women in a tag team.
Okay. Stone Cold Triple H.
There
Stone
you go.
Cold Triple H.
Yeah, I mean, there's several of them that have come around. I mean, you could see, you can put Mankind wherever you want, but the Rock and Sock connection is another one of those that felt unbeatable. But yeah, these two together would be extremely formidable. I could see them dominating the women's tag team scene for a while, for a long time, for as long as they want to.
Yeah, could end up being more of a situation of them breaking up over them losing the titles.
Sure. Which at some point I would love to see Bianca and Jade feud. I mean, I'm here for that. Kyrie off the top rope with a huge crossbody onto Bianca. Kabuki Warriors celebrating outside. But I think I'm definitely here for them as a tag team, dominating as a tag team for a while first.
I'm surprised that the Becky Lynch Liv match is going on after this.
Well, Becky Lynch is a
I'm
huge star.
sorry, but this feels like a bigger match to me.
Yeah.
I understand,
I mean,
Becky's the man and everything, but
please check out the poll on YouTube and X/Twitter, whatever you call it. Let us know who you think is going to win this match. I think both me and Sammy have Bianca and Jade winning. Yeah, I mean, I think three of these four women feel like bigger stars than Liv Morgan. Becky's huge. Kyrie Sane's the only one that I think might be a little,
all of them
not
feel
that
like bigger stars to me.
than Liv Morgan. Yeah, they've been pushing Liv a lot, and this whole Liv Morgan revenge tour and the whole her stuff with Rhea and all that. It feels like she gets more love and more push than Kyrie. So
I mean, I can see how like WWE fans would feel that way since Liv's a former world champion and that Kyrie and Jade are not.
I mean, I don't think that I don't necessarily think that Liv. I don't think Liv is a better wrestler in any way than Kyrie Sane. I think Kyrie's a better wrestler. I like Kyrie better than Liv Morgan. I don't like Liv Morgan at all. I actually like Kyrie Sane, but I think WWE sees her as over more. I think she gets more airtime. She gets more um, TV time ultimately as an individual. The Kabuki Warriors get a fair amount of time together, but as an individual, she gets more shine than they give to Kyrie, it seems. Oh, Oscar just missed with some sort of weird turning something off the top rope.
I
Bianca got
mean,
out of the way.
I think that Kyrie is a top 10 women's wrestler from Japan. If you look at all time, the women's wrestlers from Japan, I think she cracks that top 10. Like you got Toyota, you got Bull Nakano, you got Aja Kong, you got Asuka. Like
Rio. Now you've got some other people, Maki Ito.
Oh, Kyrie's bigger than either of them.
Yeah. Oh, Kyrie off the back of Bianca, giving a forearm to Jade on the ring apron. Kyrie celebrating and liking her own work in the middle of the ring. She got
And,
Bianca by the head
and
and hair.
I'd also say Io is bigger than Kyrie.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Oh, is Mako
Kabuki Warriors?
Satomura bigger?
I don't know. That's a good question. 1, 2. Bianca kicks out after a nice double team move from the Kabuki Warriors and Asuka with the pin attempt. I don't know. That's a
That
good
was a
question.
debate
I
for
mean,
me. I think they're pretty well even.
yeah, probably. I mean, I think that's probably fair.
But like,
Bianca puts Asuka up on her shoulders, but Asuka gets the tag into Kyrie, who breaks it up.
women's wrestling in Japan has always been a step above. Like, you and I went back and looked at matches like from 1990 that
Yeah, oh yeah,
are
yeah.
so reminiscent of men's matches today in AEW. And it's like
Agreed. Agreed.
30
That
years
being
later, and the men are just picking up on what they were doing back then.
that being said, I guess it depends on where you're, what audience you're talking about as far as rating the Japanese women's wrestlers. I, I I feel like Asuka's probably more known and more famous in the States than Bull or Toyota at
Oh,
this point.
Bull's much more known than Toyota in the States.
Um,
Like,
I think
Toyota
I
is
think
the GOAT, but she's the GOAT in Japan.
right. I mean, I think Asuka's very well known in the United States and very over here. I mean,
Because, here's the thing is
Jade
that
too. Oh, Jade! I almost had it there.
back then, wrestling loved to do the foreign heel trope.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a baby face, kind of hard to leave the country. But if you're a
Yeah,
heel, you can be huge overseas because they need a heel for their baby faces to face that they
right.
haven't already beaten yet.
Sure, that makes sense. Jade has Kyrie up in the sends her over for I don't know what that was. It wasn't really a Death Valley driver. I guess it kind of was.
Same
Had
can
her up on the
apply to
shoulders and
Asha Kong.
yeah. Kyrie trying to fight Jade off, gives her kicks in the midsection tag to Asuka. Jade misses with the pump kick. Oh, back fist from Kyrie, back fist from Asuka. Back or spinning back kick from Asuka. Asuka hit with the tree kick connection. Jade is taking offense in the middle of the ring from both Kabuki Warriors right now. Jade is in trouble. Up, sliced bread. 1. Jade's on the ropes, her feet are under the ropes. Had to break it up. Armbar. Kyrie trying to get her in the armbar. She decides to switch holds.
Oh, a match that no one's asking for. A rematch between Asuka and Murder Grandpa. No one's asking for that rematch.
No one wants to see that rematch.
Nope. Love Suzuki though.
I mean, you I needed to go back and try to find some of his old actual Pancrase stuff and see when
Early
he was
90s MMA.
what?
some early '90s MMA, like some
Yeah.
Shamrock stuff.
Yeah, because I've never seen him actually fight MMA style. So I've only seen him since he has become, or since he's become a mainstay in wrestling recently over the last 5 years or so. I'm trying to remember the first time I had heard of him. I mean, couldn't have been more than like 5 years ago. The first time I'd actually heard of Minoru Suzuki. I don't remember the exact show or time, but it hasn't been that long. I mean, it hasn't been that long that I've been overly familiar with Japanese wrestling in general. I mean, I didn't start watching New Japan until, I don't know, like I said, probably 4 or 5 years ago now at this point.
I watched a jiu-jitsu match, and that was posted
Oh,
online.
no.
And I honestly lost quite a bit of respect for it in MMA.
Rookie Warriors have dual arm bars on. Jade and Bianca stacks, counters and stacks up. Asuka, why is the ref not making a count? Because I guess they weren't.
Dude was,
Power bombs.
scooting his butt on the floor like he was a dog with worms.
Nice.
I was just like, man, what has jiu-jitsu become?
Bianca and Jade lifted their opponents up from the submission holds and gave them power bombs. Now all 4 women are down in the ring. Bianca rolls outside. Jade's left alone in the ring with the Kabuki Warriors.
You ever practice martial arts?
No, not formally. I mean, I took a couple little lessons when I was younger, but I never stuck to it. I mean,
Given your age, I'm assuming karate.
Yeah, Taekwondo.
Oh, Taekwondo. Oh.
But it was, like I said, it was only like 3 or 4 lessons at the Y. I mean, I didn't even stay. The class was like 10 weeks, and I ended up only doing like 3 or 4.
Oh, well, I was thinking, okay, so California, it would have been about the 80s. So must
Cobra
be
Kai. Cobra Kai. Now that the YMCA had Taekwondo. There was karate, Taekwondo, and Aikido. Those were the 3 that they had. I was interested in Taekwondo, although I wasn't really interested in any of them. And as soon as the sensei or whatever was, bossier than I as a kid, I had issues with authority figures. If you said anything to me, I was like, "Fuck you, I'm out of here." So as soon as the sensei was like, "You're doing it wrong," well, fuck you, then I'm out of here. I don't care. It didn't matter how bad I wanted to actually do it. I was too stubborn. I wasn't gonna.
So for me, it's mostly Taekwondo, a few years of karate, and then I learned a little bit of like Northern Shaolin and Muay Thai.
No.
The only thing I really wasn't interested in was the grappling. I was into striking.
What do they formally teach you when you're in the boot camp in the military? Is it a martial art, or is it just like regular traditional like street fighting, boxing? I mean, they don't teach you anything like that.
They taught me how to shoot guns,
but no hand-to-hand combat training.
Not in the Navy.
Okay, not in the Navy. I guess that makes sense. Probably in the Marines. I don't know. I mean,
I would definitely imagine the Marines do. Like the biggest thing for us is, you get pepper sprayed and have to run an obstacle course.
To Kairi Sane. Asuka in the ring, Bianca. KOD. Here it comes. KOD to Asuka on top of Kairi Sane. Bianca rolls on top of Asuka. 1, 2, 3. There it is. And new women's tag team champions, Bianca and Jade. They need a cool name. What are they going to call themselves? They need something really catchy, really cool. Hell yeah. All right. Well, you called it. Well, I guess we both picked it, but you called it as this was the one title you thought was definitely changing hands tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Or today. So, Jade in her first pay-per-view match wins the title.
As I was saying, the biggest thing was
Dolores says black wrestling is great again. Yes.
getting pepper sprayed and doing an obstacle course. That's the biggest bit.
Okay. Interesting. It's more just working out, right, and exercising than anything. Boot camp stuff, right? It's all just
It's
running, exercising,
to
cardio.
ensure that you're prepared for anything and everything,
Okay.
like carrying a body.
They never needed you at all, Anika says. Bianca and Jade celebrating. As Michael Cole just said it, they rule the tag, or somebody said it, they rule the tag team division. Now, two Georgia boys about to burn it down. I have a feeling Cody AJ will be the match of the night. Before we get it started, what's your match of the night so far? Or match of the show so far?
I'd probably give it to Bailey's match.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to think.
But up next we have the white women's match.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Before, yep. We will get Liv versus Becky before Cody versus AJ.
I mean, you would
I almost
right?
forgot about. I can't imagine. Cody and AJ have to be the main event. There's no way fucking Becky and Liv are main eventing. I can't imagine. Anika says Bloodline versus KO and Randy was her favorite match of the night so far, or the show so far.
Solid choice.
I enjoyed Damian versus Jay. I thought that was solid. The last match was really solid. I thought Jade and Bianca looked really good in getting the win and the title change. It's been a solid show so far. There hasn't been anything terrible. I mean, I wouldn't say there's been anything that was like, holy shit, that was 5 stars yet. And there probably
for
won't
King
be.
of the Ring, I'm going to mute to listen.
Probably won't be, but it's all been
Hey,
solid. Hey,
on the list, on all the lists, they don't list nothing but the last matches, Cody and AJ. They don't list any other match. No Liv, no nothing. So I
interesting.
think this is it.
I wonder what happened to Liv and Becky. I mean, we still have an hour left. I can't imagine AJ and Cody taking an hour.
Well, they doing promos for King of the Ring
Right, I see
and
that
talking
right now.
about
Yeah,
that. So yeah, we've
King-
been here a total of 2 hours and 10 minutes.
right. Yeah, I don't.
And
Interesting.
you got to
Well,
imagine that whoever been there for pre-show was there for like an hour. So
yeah, I mean, they were talking over the last few weeks leading up to this about Becky and Liv. So I wonder what happened. I wonder if they had to scrap the match or something. I don't know. Because I thought for sure they were supposed. They were. I remember them talking about them being scheduled to wrestle. Interesting. Oh well. Oh. So King of the Ring is in Saudi. King and Queen of the Ring is in Saudi. First round match on Raw next week. Ivy Nile. I missed it. Sorry, Ivy Nile. Someone. Shayna versus Zelina Vega. Lyra Valkyria versus Asuka. Wow, that'll be nice. Io versus Natty. These are first round King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring I guess, qualifying matches or first round matches. Drew versus Finn, King of the Ring men's tournament first round match. Kofi versus Ray. Ricochet versus Ilya Dragunov. Wow, that should be a hell of a match. Gunther versus Sheamus. Gunther and Sheamus. That will be a banger for sure. Let's see, in our poll for the last match, it was 100% Bianca and Jade. Everyone who voted for Bianca and Jade. So Queen of the Ring is on Friday, May. Oh, wait a second. I'm confused here. SmackDown Friday, May 24th. And then King of the Ring is on Saturday, May 25th. Are they doing King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring at the same show? Are we going to have two different shows? I'm confused. It looks like it's going to be at the same show. Yeah. We're getting AJ and Cody next. We're getting backstage video coverage of both of them. I wonder what happened with Becky and Liv. I swear they were saying that match was supposed to take place in Backlash.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Interesting. Oh, so it is going to be two different shows. Dolores says it's going to King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring are going to be two different shows. Okay.
Raw and SmackDown.
Okay. Interesting.
4 matches each side, so.
No, Dolores says she'd never had them on the card. I swear they were talking about it during the last few weeks on both Raw or I guess it's on Raw. I guess they're on Raw, but I thought for sure, but maybe not. Maybe somehow I created that in my head. I don't know. That's weird. But
so will we do a situation where they do the semifinals and the finals? I don't know.
Say what?
Like, so the show in Saudi,
right,
is all.
It's got to be. So they're doing the opening round matches on Raw and SmackDown. It's got to be probably just the semifinals and the finals, I would think.
I mean, I suppose they could do the quarterfinals too, but like that's a lot of matches on one.
Well, they might have some other matches that are non-King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring related too, right?
But it's not too much if it's separated out into 2 different shows for King and Queen, though.
Right. Yeah. No, it's definitely too much if you're doing King and Queen on one show. But if you're doing them on separate shows,
you can do the
then I think it's a. I mean, me personally, I think if it's a King of the Ring pay-per-view, every match, or Queen of the Ring, every single match should be something to do with King or Queen of the Ring. But they haven't always historically done that. And wrestling's known for having other matches that aren't necessarily, revolving
King of the Ring used to all be one night. You'd wrestle
there's
4
that
matches.
too. There's that too. It was. AJ is fucking huge right now. All right. Did you make you did a formal pick on record? AJ and Cody. Cody. Just because I can't do it, because I fucking can't do it, and just to be different, I'm going to take AJ. I'm sure Cody's winning. I can't imagine he's losing the title here, but I really, really like AJ, and I would love to see AJ beat Cody here. So I'm going to pick AJ.
So when are we doing Becky and Liv?
That's a good question. I don't know. I thought for sure it was supposed to be a Backlash, but I guess not.
Is that just going to be like a Raw main event?
It must be. I guess they could save it for, I don't know. What's our next pay-per-view? Oh yeah. So if you're doing something that's not Queen of the Ring related, I suppose you could, or King of the Ring, you could have that match on, because that's the thing, right? If you have King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring, none of those really include any kind of title. I mean, other than being named King or Queen of the Ring, but they don't have any title matches. So I wonder if you have a title match or two, in which case maybe Becky Liv is one of those title matches that you have during. What is?
I'm gonna Google when Clash at the Castle is.
Oh, when is Clash of the Castle? That's a good question. I don't know.
Scotland. Boom. Wikipedia. June 15th. So it's about 6 weeks away.
Yeah,
I suppose they'll do it there in 6 weeks.
I guess so.
Kind of a bit to wait, but
I guess they're trying to build it more. I'm not totally sure. It feels like it's got enough build. I mean, I'm not really interested in it in the first place. I don't really like Liv Morgan at all, and I'm so on Becky Lynch. I like her sometimes better than others, but overall, I'm just Mets on Becky. So it doesn't really move the needle a whole lot for me. But yeah, I mean, it does seem like they're waiting a little while.
so
Feels like we've been going back and forth for a little bit already.
so say Liv gets the title at Clash. She defends it at Money in the Bank. She defends it at SummerSlam, and then she loses it at Bash in Berlin.
To a returning Rhea Ripley.
That's what I believe.
No, I mean that would make sense. I mean, I do. We've talked about this. I do think that I'm not. I think we talked about this a lot. I do think that Liv should probably be champion. Okay, let me rephrase this. If you're going to make Liv Morgan champion, the only time she should be champion is right before Rhea Ripley comes back, so that Rhea Ripley can take the title off of her. If you're not going to do that, Liv has no business being champion just in general. I don't think she's championship material in general, just on her own, minus the Rhea Ripley storyline, minus, being there for Rhea to take the title off of when she comes back. So if that's what you're going to do, then that's fine. Otherwise, I don't think the title should be on Liv at any point in time. I'd rather just see Becky and Rhea again in Berlin and have Rhea win there if she comes back, or Becky lose to somebody else in between. I mean, I don't. AJ's in the ring. It is main event time of this WWE Backlash pay-per-view.
Which Canadian woman should she face at Money in the Bank?
Which Canadian women are eligible? I'm trying to think. I know Trish is Canadian.
Yep.
Who else is Canadian?
And Chelsea.
Natty's Canadian.
And Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. Those are the only 3 Canadian women on the roster
that I'm aware of. There could be another.
I mean, this whole idea that, I understand that she lost herself the boat, but I don't think I'm in the minority by not having Natty anywhere near my top probably 25 or 30 women of all time, or even 50 women of all time. So I know that WWE likes to have her there to lose, and I suppose if you need someone to take a loss to Becky in Canada, Natty's a good pick there. But I think Trish is the only. If those are the only 3 people that we have potentially Canadian women to face her, I think Trish is the only one that's a viable, realistic potential. That would be someone that you would like. Oh yeah, I can see Trish potentially winning. Although Trish again being, basically retired and never here. I mean, are they really going to put a title on Trish at this point? I don't think so. I mean, I don't. So I don't know. I mean, she's beating whoever.
It'd be a pretty good championship run for Liv if like her opponents are beating Becky for the title, beating Trish, then beating Charlotte.
At SummerSlam?
At SummerSlam.
And then losing to Rhea? I mean, is Charlotte going to be back by SummerSlam? Do we know that? Is that?
I mean, I'm kind of assuming, huh?
I mean, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't even know exactly what put Charlotte. I'm not sure why exactly she's out. I don't know if she's injured or just taking time. I don't know if it's a combination of both. I'm not sure exactly why she's gone or when she's planning on coming back. SummerSlam, I mean, I could see that making sense. I mean, and it's Charlotte, so I guess Charlotte has earned the right to get a title shot as soon as she's back. I guess that makes some sense. The idea of Liv beating Charlotte, that drives me nuts. I mean, even Charlotte coming back with ring rust, that pisses me off. So I don't really want to see that happen. I think Liv beating Charlotte would be on the same level as Liv beating Rhea, and I don't want to see that happen. I mean, I don't think Liv should be beating either women,
So
either of those women. So
she suffered a torn ACL at the end of
okay,
2023. Recovery time for that is 6 to 9 months.
right. So she'll be
We're
back
talking about
sometime.
August. So that's the 8th month.
Yeah, yeah. It's right around that time, probably. Yeah, depending on how her rehab goes and all that stuff. I mean,
Okay, maybe Cody's getting the biggest pop of the night. Sorry, Jay.
yeah. I mean, without the volume up, it's hard to tell because I don't know. But from the looks of it, it appeared Jey Uso had gotten the biggest pop of the night, at least so far.
I think Cody beat that.
Hey. Well, I don't think I've ever seen AJ in better physical condition, just body shape wise. Like he's always been ripped, but like I don't know. This is like,
Are you only allowed to grow body hair if you're a heel?
yes, I think that's right. Anika says, "Really, France? The whole song?" Again, with my volume off, I can't appreciate it, so it's not bothering me. But yes, I definitely do think that being clean shaven is a face thing and having hair is a heel thing. It's like hairy guys are scarier for some reason, and clean shaven guys are friendlier and nicer looking. Like it's like what? I don't understand that, but okay.
Cody's got some.
Yeah, he does. But as a general rule, I think that's how it plays out more often than not.
Maybe it was also a Vince thing too. Because I don't
Here's
remember AJ Styles having hair, and now he's hairy all over.
he is. He is hairy all over. This drives me nuts because I know Cody's getting the win here, but like for me, like when I think about it, like Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles don't even belong in the same conversation. Like Cody Rhodes can't carry AJ Styles bad when it really boils down to it. And yet here we are, like Cody's gonna beat AJ. Like, no, that shouldn't be happening ever. I don't care if AJ's 100 in a wheelchair and Cody's 25 in his prime. It still shouldn't happen. Like, uh, Dolores says, GEORGIA. That's where we stand up. That's where we stay. Stand up. She says it much better than I do. Killer Cross got hairier, and no one is afraid of him but his children when he has to when he drinks he gets loud. Oh my god.
I said it before. I'll say it again. Killer Cross looked like he was a dude who just got out of prison, and Karrion Cross looks like a dude who just got out of rehab.
Yep, I can definitely see that. Cody with a headlock on AJ. Dolores says they rock in the building in France for the two Georgia boys. Cody with the headlock on AJ. Both men back up to their feet, looking at each other.
Me and Anika were discussing yesterday on how we thought that Cody would lose the title.
And
I think day one, premiere on Netflix, main event match, Cody versus Dwayne Johnson, The
uh,
Rock. And The Rock beats Cody. And then LA Knight cashes in Money in the Bank and pins The Rock 1, 2, 3. LA Knight is the new undisputed champion.
interesting.
So that was my prediction. The title changes twice in the same night, but they open it up with Cody and The Rock.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, as long as whoever is Money in the Bank comes down and catches it in, I'm fine with that. At this point, as much as I love The Rock, I don't want The Rock to be champion. So,
well, he'd be champion, but just for like 2 minutes.
Right, which that's what I'm saying. I mean, like I said, I'm okay with that. I don't want to see The Rock have to defend the title or hold the title for any period of time. That I'm not interested in at this point in his career. So I guess if it works out that way, that I'd be okay with. But yeah, I don't know.
And then at the Royal Rumble, we could get Cody versus LA Knight.
Was Anika in agreement with that? Anika, are you in agreement with that potential storyline? Is that the one you like?
I don't know if she likes it.
Did she have a different pitch for?
I don't know if she likes it, but I think she acknowledged that is a possibility.
Oh yeah, well, I suppose it's definitely a possibility. I mean, I definitely think at some point you probably have to have the Cody Rock match. I mean, they're definitely built up to that. I mean, obviously you don't have to. If you just walked away and ignored it again, people would forget at some point, but it would feel like unfinished business. So I guess at some point you probably have to have that match.
But day one, Madison Square Garden, premiere of Netflix.
Right. No, I mean, I get it. I mean, it would, I mean, it'd be a big deal, I guess, to have The Rock out there at that point, and it'd be a big deal to have him potentially win the title, and then, and then LA Knight or whoever it is cash it in. I mean, I think LA Knight's a good choice for Money in the Bank. I'm not necessarily sure I believe 100% that that's how it's going to go down, but I like that choice for Money in the Bank. I don't know. Let's see. Anika says, I'm battling with the notice that LA Knight cashes in on The Rock. So, and that's Anika's law. She's not totally sure she's on board with that, but Cody dusting off the past. Nice wordplay. Dusting off the past. Cody with the big back body drop. AJ.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Kick out at 0.
Yeah. Notion, not notice. We knew what you meant. I might have said notice, but I knew what you meant. The notion. She's battling with the notion that LA Knight catches in on Rock. I'm just battling with the notion of The Rock being in a title match at all and winning the belt at all, even if he only holds it for 5 minutes, i.e., Drew McIntyre
I mean,
at WrestleMania. I still just don't. I don't know.
They've built to it.
Well, I mean, they have built to it. At the same time, they don't always finish things they built to. So, and with The Rock being such a part timer, I don't know. Potentially, I could see them just trying to pretend like they didn't build to it and forget about it. But Cody took his father's dream and his brother's name and became what they couldn't.
His brother's name? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I'll let Dolores explain. I mean,
Okay.
she's the one that made the comment. Dustin was the American Nightmare in WCW. There you go.
Okay, that's what you mean.
So there you go. I wasn't exactly sure what she meant either, but that's 100% accurate and true.
Yes.
So, well, I do think Cody is, for me, talent-wise, the bottom of the three. I do think he's made a bigger name and career for himself. He's had a more successful career ultimately than Dustin. I'm not sure that just because Cody won the belt that his dad couldn't, that means that Cody has surpassed his dad's career. I still think Dusty is the man of that family. Dusty's still the biggest star of that family, 100%. I mean,
Now, also, we need to acknowledge how great of a career Dustin has had in the tag team
yeah,
division.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the only caveat to that is that, like, Vince never had any love for the tag division. So,
right.
but
No, I mean, I think at this point, unfortunately, Cody's probably surpassed Dustin just in career moments and success on a bigger stage.
uh,
But I think talent wise, he's always been the third in the family. I mean, I
yeah.
think Dustin's a better promo and a better wrestler myself.
But it also, if we're looking at Dustin and other companies, like his run in WCW,
Yeah,
his run in TNA, also, Seven and Black Rain. Am I
yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. You're right. Well, I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, excuse me. I'll be right back.
But Cody in Ring of Honor, Cody in New Japan, Cody in AEW, like Dustin really only had success in WWE and now in AEW, but like
And his
he's been
success
in his
really,
50s for all of AEW.
and his success in WWE was really only as Goldust for all intents and purposes. I mean,
In tag teams too, not even as a singles wrestler, in tag teams.
right. So, I mean, for me, there's a bit of a disconnect because I do think that Dustin is a better wrestler and a better promo than Cody. For whatever reason, Cody gets more push, more love, more shine than Dustin has. Dustin hasn't had the career that Cody's already had at this point.
And Dustin was willing to do anything. Like he talked with a stutter for like years. Uh, he was gonna get boob implants, and thank whoever was backstage who was able to kibosh that, because like I think that would have been terrible for Dustin.
Yeah.
Like that's quite the surgery. I mean, I know that female wrestlers do it all the time, but that's quite the surgery.
I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but one of the rumors is that The Rock has had breast reduction surgery. He's had his pecs reduced, or I don't know. I don't know
Well,
if
that's
that's
a
true or not. But
reduction. I'm talking about implants.
yeah. No, I'm just talking about just in general. Just Dolores says, has either of them won titles around the world? Had as many memorable moments, good and bad. This man made Stardust hot. Oh, I don't know if Stardust was ever hot. Goldust was very hot. I don't know if Stardust was ever hot, in my opinion. But that's a matter of opinion. And you know, when NWA was the big thing, Dusty was the biggest thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
Dusty was the biggest thing amongst all the in a lot of territories in the United States. So, but Dusty didn't go international like Dustin did, that's for sure. And no offense.
I mean, Dusty was a big part of the booking and stuff. Like he was running companies.
Dolores says, and no offense, Dusty worked for Man when Cody was the man as EVP. Yeah, but I just think that's by. I mean, I don't know. I think that's just by luck of the draw or default or whatever. I mean, I don't think that's. I think Cody happened to be involved in a perfect situation where they found somebody in a Tony Khan that his family had the money, that liked wrestling and wanted to do this. They had the support of, you know, other mega star independent wrestlers that helped start it all. I mean, the idea that Cody Rhodes potentially, whatever. I think that's. I mean, yes, he was involved, but I don't know that he was even the biggest orchestrator, let alone I don't know.
I'd say more than Kenny.
Yeah, maybe. And like you said, you got to remember Dusty, even though he worked for Vince and for other guys, he was always back. I mean, when he was a big deal backstage booking and other stuff and scouting talent and bringing talent in and all those things. Once his wrestling career was probably during and then definitely after his wrestling career was over. So
I mean, I think a big of the resentment that Vince had towards him was Dusty running other companies against WWF in the past.
right, yeah, yeah. And I think, and just that NWA was so successful at the same time and that Dusty was a big star and all those things, We're going to take your big star and make him essentially, a clown to a certain extent. I mean, again, it's all opinion. I mean, it's all just opinion. We can have these debates until we're blue in the face. Everybody likes who they like. Disaster kick for 2 count. AJ kicked out. Cody trying to figure out what to do. AJ trying to make his way back to his feet. I don't think of myself in general as having a problem multitasking, but I definitely know that, especially when we do these watch-alongs, when I don't talk about the match at hand as much and we talk about another subject not related, I find myself not paying attention to the match as much as I should.
Oh, I don't have
One,
it.
two, yeah, see, I find myself missing stuff with the match when we're talking about other stuff. So, I'm not saying we can't talk about it. I'm just saying it's just it just reminds me how little I can actually multitask. They're going to go almost an hour. Yeah, I mean, by the time this match got started, I think it was like 12:20. So we're looking at probably, by the time it's going to be over, probably close to 40 minutes, I would think, and go 30, 35 minutes probably in this match. Nice backbreaker from AJ.
Are we gonna get the Wyatt 6?
I don't think so. I'd be very surprised. I think it's going to be a longer. I think it'll be. I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm not really big on I don't really do a lot of fantasy booking in my head or thinking about when things are going to happen. My responses will just kind of wait and see what happens, and I have no idea. So I mean, but it doesn't necessarily feel like this is a natural moment for them.
I
But
tell you what, I'm not gonna do what people did when Bray returned. Like, even if the credits are rolling until it switches off, it's not done.
yeah,
Like the credits can roll and they can stop the credits and continue on with the show if something's happening.
AJ Cody on the apron. Oh, AJ with the brainbuster to Cody on the ring apron. Holy shit, Cody's down on the outside. AJ's down on the outside. Nice move, AJ. AJ's such a good wrestler.
That's one of his mentors' moves. Shout out the Brainbusters.
Brainbusters.
Arn and Tully.
Arn and Tully. AJ back in the ring.
Oh. Spine
Up. Hurricane Rana. Nope. Countered. Oh. Cody just power bombed AJ through the announce table. The announce table gave way this time, and Cody is motionless in the rubble of the table, or the announce table. Cody trying to get his way up to his feet here. That was a big power bomb. Both men are down. A ref is counting. Get a double count out. Cody retains. AJ's up. AJ got up before Cody. Both slid into the ring at the exact same time at the count of 8. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, right. Cody and AJ kicked each other. Both men are down.
Is the ref going to start counting?
I would imagine so. Checking on AJ after she checked on Cody.
You know, we don't see too many matches end like that.
Nope. Almost never. I can't. I mean, I'm trying to think of even one off the top of my head.
Like almost it's the last man standing match. No.
Right. They're both screaming at each other from opposite corners. Let's go. Let's fucking go. You're talking shit.
I kind of wish that like they would do that one day. Like,
Right.
not in the main event. Let me be clear about that. Not in the main event.
Not in a main event. Not for a title. Cody with his daddy's rights and lefts. Bionic elbow. After the pelvic thrust.
What's the
Nice
name
pelvic.
of Dustin's finishing move?
Natural isn't it the natural disaster? No, what's it called? It's called.
I think it's like Shattered Dreams.
Well, that was his gold dust move, right?
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken. And now that he's the natural Dustin Rhodes, he's got another. I think it's natural disaster or natural something. I swear it's what it's called, but
Usually in AEW, he puts matches away with the code red, though,
right.
which is crazy to see someone as not only old but as big as he is doing that. Because like that's a young, tiny man's move.
Right. Cody up. Disaster kick attempt. Oh, no, he went for the Cody cutter. Countered. AJ has him up. Styles clash. Are we getting it here? Nope. Cody counters out. Cody's got AJ up on the shoulder. AJ
Ooh.
counters and's out. Big kick from AJ in the corner. Oh, snap. Suplex on the Cody in the corner. AJ sending Cody into the turnbuckle.
And the crowd goes wild.
And the crowd goes wild. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my volume has been down, but it appears just from the visual that the French crowd has really been into the show.
Oh yeah.
They've been a solid crowd, good crowd. For the first ever pay-per-view or PLE in France. I'm assuming that if this is a This seems to be going off well. That they'll probably come back, would be my guess. Oh, AJ with the springboard 360 splash. One,
Like that's a
two.
huge component of wrestling that far too many people overlook, especially Vince.
The
Vince was like,
crowd,
we can just bump in the sound. We can just mute them if they don't like it.
right?
Mhm. But
No,
Triple H
I
is
mean,
more of the mind of, no, they're the most important part to everything.
well, yeah, and Vince obviously discovered that at some point because he brought in all those people on the cameras because he wanted to have a virtual audience was better than no audience, right? I mean, he tried it with no audience for a while and that didn't work during the pandemic at all. Nobody was here for that. And so then he brought in all those monitors in the Thunderdome. What was it? What did you call that?
Yeah,
What was it called? It was called the
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome? Huh?
Mad Max.
Yeah. And brought in all those, cameras and stuff so people could watch and you could still get that kind of semi-fan feel. But no, I
And
mean,
AEW, they were in Daly's place and they had the wrestlers stand ringside.
right. Which was at least live people, which was a little bit better. I mean, it's a
NXT
little,
did the same thing.
yeah. It was a little odd to have wrestlers, but Cody Cutter floats over for the pin. 1, 2. AJ kicks out at 2.5.
But also it introduced us to some AEW wrestlers who we, hadn't gotten familiar with. And also familiarized ones that we had seen before, but, we weren't overly familiar with.
Sure.
Like you have your Willows, your Jades, your Sheetas, your Austin Guns, your Sean Spears, MJF. The crowd work that they did, was pretty damn good.
I would agree with that. And it was better than not having any crowd like WWE tried to do in the beginning.
Hey, I love the bets of Sean Spears and MJF. Like that. Those were some of my favorite segments of the entire show.
Yeah. AJ trying to get up to his feet in the corner. Cody holding his shoulder. They're yelling at each other again. AJ comes out of the corner full speed into a clothesline.
And it's so smart too, because who knows? They might have actually have been doing that and they just caught it on camera.
Right.
But if I was a wrestler and I was in that situation and it's just well,
oh shit. Cody
you
setting up AJ
$5
for the crossroads.
On this,
AJ countered, Pele kick.
We'd like to thank you for joining us for Backlash today.
Yes.
Like and subscribe. Tune in tomorrow for the finales of the round robin tournament on Enter the Square Circle. Go back and check out the cookout from Tuesday with Chase Oliver.
Our WWE draft, our fantasy draft with Chase Oliver from Around the Point as our special guest judge.
We won't spoil the winner for you.
AJ trying to go for the phenomenal forearm, and Cody counters with a semi-super kick or a kick to the midsection. AJ was in midair. AJ's down, Cody's up again. This has been very back and forth. This match has been really, really good.
Cody was
Cody with the Kimura. AJ trying to make his way. Cody got the legs locked on.
Man, Cody's bringing in stuff from his experience in WWE,
Yes. Is AJ going to
super kick from Jay, Kimura from Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he does something of Seth and Roman.
Anika's still saying Tama Tonga is a good pick. Is she going to die on that hill? I think Tama Tonga is a good pick. I just don't know if Tama Tonga is a good pick at number 1 overall. I think he's a good pick probably end the second round, third round, and the third round, beginning fourth round maybe, but I don't know about first overall pick. If you'd have switched The Rock with Tama Tonga, that I would have Rock with your first pick and Tama Tonga with your fifth round or fourth round pick, wherever you took The Rock. That would make sense. That would have made sense. One, two. AJ kicks out again.
I just don't know if I'd take Tomatonga over Pete Dunne.
Huge fucking Cody cutter off the top rope this time. Normally it's off the second rope, but this time it's off the top rope. Cody's feeling it. Getting himself all charged up here.
ALW.
Rallying the troops. Fired up. Let's see, 75% of the people in the poll have Cody. 25 for AJ.
All
4
right.
people participated. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Cody with the crossroads and the win in the center of the ring.
Would you have taken
right.
Tomatonga over Pete Dunne?
Me personally, no, not at this point, just because Pete Dunne for me is a proven commodity where I don't know exactly. I mean, I know what I get from Tomatonga in New Japan, and I like it. But I don't know what I get from Tomatonga in WWE. So for me, he's an unknown commodity still. So I don't.
And Pete Dunne was a 4th round pick.
Right.
So.
I know you took Pete Dunne right before I was going to take Pete Dunne.
We were thinking the same thing.
Sometimes you and Anika both took people literally right before I was going to take them a couple times.
And Anika did that to me. You didn't really do that to me. Like you'd pick people that I was like, oh, I was like 3 away from him. Like, oh, so close.
Yeah, no, she literally took at least 2 people that were my next pick, and I think you had 1 that was my next pick. So Cody all alone in the ring, holding the belt. I guess we're going to hang out here and see if any of what Sammy predicted with the Wyatt 6 comes true. Needless to say, thank you all for choosing Workhorse Wrestling Network for your WWE Backlash watch along today. I think it was a solid pay-per-view. I mean, I'm not the biggest Cody fan, but I think I enjoyed this match probably the most of the night. And I guess your main event should be in theory, you're hoping your main event is your best match.
Mm-hmm.
Anika saying AJ Styles reminding people she says freak, but who the fuck he is, who the fuck I be, who the hell I am. Blue says catch y'all later. Have a great rest of your day. YouTube Blue, thank you so much for joining us. Always happy
not
to
if
have
I
you.
run too fast.
What would you okay. Barring the Wyatt 6 coming out, give me a grade for this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Graded overall.
B-.
Yeah, that's a good spot. I think it's B-, C+ right there somewhere. Solid, satisfactory pay-per-view. Nothing great, but nothing terrible. I did enjoy seeing, I think the moment of the night was Bianca and Jade winning those belts. I don't know that MVP, LVP, that's tough.
I don't know. Moment of the night might be the debut of Tonga Loa.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting Jacob Fatu, and then they swerved me by.
Yeah. Yeah, now that they're showing the highlights of the Bloodline versus KO, that match was very solid, very, very good. Lots of good matches tonight. I thought all the matches were good. I didn't think there was any bad matches.
But I have to say, Jade and Bianca, that is such a tough team. I don't know who's going to be able to stand up to them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they can be tag team champions almost like as long as they want to be, right? As long as they decide that they want to keep being a tag team and do it together, they should be tag team champions. I don't think anybody can beat them at this point. Bayley retaining over Naomi and Tiffany. A nice win, a feel-good moment with Bayley and Naomi celebrating at the end. Naomi happy for her friend, even in defeat. We didn't ultimately get what you predicted in JD costing Damian Priest his title. Damian Priest did get the win, although JD was there and tried to make himself tried to do some shit. I mean, he helped. He saved Damian twice from losing, in theory.
So, did you think of a name for Jade and Bianca yet?
I did not. I can't think of anything. There's nothing that's popping into my head. Nothing
Well,
that fits. That's fitting for them. I mean, it's got to be something really cool. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, Triple H and Stone Cold were the two-man power trip. We could call them the two-woman power trip. Oh,
That's not terrible. I'd like to see something a little more catchy, a little more. But again, I don't have a suggestion, so um, I'd have to think about it for a little while. Maybe if I thought about it,
probably needs EST in the title, but well,
probably something like that.
you need a component for Jade as well.
Right. So we got credits. It says Backlash is going off the air. Don't think at this point
Yep.
we're getting any
No.
Wyatt 6 action. It
All
is
right.
off the air. So, again, let's see. So we both graded this roughly about a B minus, C plus, or I said B minus, C plus. I thought the moment of the night was Jaden Bianca winning. You have a moment of the night. You think it's Tongaloa's or
I'll give it to Tongaloa. Yeah.
Tongaloa's whatchamacallit, debut. And
Also, the face that Paul Heyman made looking at Tongaloa, just, oh no, there's another one.
there's another one. All right, let's see. I'll put up a couple things real quick. Do some housekeeping before we get out of here real quick.
This one's even
This is
bigger.
this is our rough schedule. I only say it's rough because some of the shows might air at slightly different times. But on Mondays, you get Seeing Stars with Dolores and Jay News talking about New Japan and all the other the rising stars, GCW, some Stardom talk, some Wrestling Revolver, a lot of independent show talk. So make sure and tune in for that. Great show. Tuesday nights, we're here live for the Cookout, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. This Tuesday, we will be discussing top 10 favorite, not best, favorite, not best, men's wrestlers. I got to say that twice because it's a big deal. Because favorites you can't really argue about because it's someone's opinion. I mean, you can debate it if you want, but the debate's really when you get into talking about the best. So we don't want to necessarily do that. We just want to give people a chance to say who their favorites are. So that's this Tuesday. Make sure and tune in for that. Then on Wednesday, we will have a probably somewhere between Tuesday night and Wednesday, you will have a short review of Monday Night Raw and a short review of NXT. Sammy Joe will be doing the All for Naught short review of Raw, and I will be doing the short review for NXT. Then on Thursdays, myself and Anika are alternating weeks on doing our Aftermath of Dynamite short review on Dynamite from the day before. So make sure and check those out on Thursday. On Friday, we are live for Friday Night Fights, where we watch SmackDown and usually Rampage. And if there's other pay-per-views going on, usually other pay-per-views. Then Saturday, you should get at some point short reviews of TNA, maybe being the Dark Order, being the Elite, Ring of Honor TV every week, and MLW, which is right now bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks, there should be some sort of a review from myself on MLW. And those come out on Saturday, usually in the morning or on Fridays. And then Saturday night, we are live back here for Saturday Night is All Right, where we watch Collision live. And then Sunday, join us for Enter the Square Circle, where myself and Sammy Joe fight it out on WWE 2K23. Make sure and tune in tomorrow for the finals of the Round Robin #1 contender tournament for Bobby Lashley's World Heavyweight Championship. So let's see. There's a little, put this up real quick. You can scan this QR code. That little horsey QR code will take us to all of our social medias, so you can see where we're at. We're everywhere. Everywhere there's social media, we are there. Thanks to Dolores. So Take a second, scan that. That will get you connected with us. We love to hear from you. And I think that's all I got. You got anything else before we get out of here?
Nope.
Nope. Hold on for just a sec. All right. Until next time, peace.